You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Welcome. I will welcome it, but we will proceed because I have a firm view and we are governed by the rule of law. And that tells us you must not have a double jeopardy. That is to say, first, you are sued. You're found guilty in a courthouse and you have to pay whatever you have to pay. And then on top of that, now you come with the point system, which ends up in many cases to take away a person's license, and those are persons that need a license in order to earn a livelihood. So it's a double jeopardy, and the law is frowns upon and is totally against double jeopardy. Yes, we'll find other ways to improve road safety for citizens, but we are not of the view that that system of demerits is palatable in law. In fact, it's offensive in my respectful view to the whole system of justice. Yes, Minister? So we are looking at identifying spaces for cath labs in the hospital system. We're reviewing firearm license laws. We are beginning to assess the reopening of the petroleum refinery. We mentioned laptops already. We are dealing with resources to fight crime. We're directing resources being used for state-funded security towards the fight against crime. Cost cuts, assessing government officials supplied with state-funded housing. Not to be a bacchanalist here today, but you'll be surprised at some of the names that have been receiving free government housing. Cost cuts, yes, I mentioned state-supplied, state-funded housing to look for cutting costs. Infrastructure works, Minister will tell us a bit more about road improvements in areas such as Papaloo Road. We have already told you about the price cap that we will place on vehicles for government officials, determine a maximum price on vehicles that parliamentarians can purchase using their tax breaks. We will put a cap. They can't come and buy $2 million, $3 million, $4 million and seeking tax cuts. We do agree that there will be some tax cuts, but we place a cap. So don't tell me you need a Porsche to drive around in and you want a tax break on a Porsche to do a minister's work. Not necessary at all. Stand your ground, home invasion laws are being considered. We have a committee established to consider approaches to combat, as I said, home invasions. We have proposed energy sector projects with Guyana, Suriname, and Grenada. We are looking to renegotiate with landlords to reduce rental bills. I spoke of this last week. So these are some of the things you're asking, what have we done? These are some of the things we've done. And some of the things we propose, landlords to reduce rental bills. Bus route passes, we talked about that, a review of those letter passes we shared with you in a previous postcard. As we speak, Minister of Energy had spoken to you on the last postcard for discussions with officials in the United States in Washington about energy and other issues. The UWI campus will be visited by various teams to assess where it's at and what needs to be done and what will be the cost, okay? Because we can't run in there and just spend money. So we came up with the decision, we need to send in a team to assess what's there at the moment and what needs to be done to bring that campus back to standard, fit for occupation and fit for education. Fire service, Minister told us last week about absorbing the auxiliary fire officers into the fire service at little or no cost, because they are already understaffed, the fire service, understaffed. So to bring in these 280 persons, and the minister is looking at regularizing the SRPs. We're still doing an assessment to see what cost it will be. I know the SRPs have been asking for this, and so we are considering how best to do that. Contracted security services, government is working on getting the contracts to account for the $500 million in this expenditure to save money. WASA, Cabinet has rescinded the previous PNM admin cabinet decision on WASA. We shared with you some of the things we've done. Homeland Security and Justice and the Attorney General have given us an update on the possibility of resuming hangings, so await their report. Property tax to be repealed. Issues surrounding CLICO will be sorted. Last week I mentioned to you a report on forex distribution and leakages over the past decade will be conducted and we will make it public. That work is ongoing. Repairs to 248 schools and educational facilities under the Ministry of Education have been approved to take place during the summer vacation, July, August. We have Ministry of Works and Infrastructure. I told you for desilting of 250 kilometers of channels throughout the country, that has been approved. So we talked about the boards. I want to tell all boards who are refusing to resign and the CEOs and management of state enterprises who are busy signing off contracts and hiring friends and family, I send them and tell them every contract they have entered into will be sent straight to the Anti-Corruption Investigation Bureau. So every person and every company involved will be investigated. This is the most shameless type of behavior I've ever seen exhibited during a change of government. It is overt, it is bold-faced, and trying to eat a food down to the wire and after you pass the finish line. It doesn't work like that. So these are my comments, and before I take your questions, my ministers will now advise you of their comments, please. Thank you. Which one is first, please? Which one of you will first?
You want to let me get you on. You want your thing there? I'm gonna bring up the mic. Mic is good. Good evening, all. After numerous complaints from police officers and some members of the public as to having a number of stations throughout Trinidad and Tobago occupied by the courts of Trinidad and Tobago, that has been causing a level of both inconvenience and a level of stress to both law enforcement and members of the public. As the Minister of Homeland Affairs, we are looking at how best to treat with it. So I had to liaise with my colleague, Mr. Maraj, Minister of Justice. And as we speak, we are looking into it as to how best to treat with it. I'm responsible for providing all the resources available for law enforcement to have them up and running. And this came in at a time when persons the court is now occupying places of importance in the station. Take, for instance, the identification room, the interview room, and areas like that, which is very critical for investigations by police officers. So as we speak to my colleague, we are treating it at this time. I want the law enforcement officers to understand that we are working on it, and we hope to get a result at the shortest possible time. All right, Minister of Justice.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you, members of the media, for being here. Indeed, the Minister of Homeland Security reached out to me concerning this troubling issue. It seems that there are two areas of concern: that when suspects are first held in the police station, that is the time the police stations are used to grant bail, connection with the magistrates, etc. But I heard from him that there may be other instances where certain trials may be conducted from those police stations. That yet is unconfirmed, but if that is so, we find it a bit troubling, so we'll have to look into it. Aligned also with this issue is the question of construction and refurbishment of courtrooms. For the justice system to operate efficiently, as you well know, physical infrastructure and resources must be allocated for the proper functioning of the judiciary.
Maxfly, ranked as the most underrated ball by My Golf Spy, back on all major US tours and played by Lexi Thompson.
Discuss a number of issues. We have received an interim report from the judiciary identifying over 10 to 12 projects. It could be a little more. We are currently perusing same, showing the different stages of court refurbishment and court construction. Most of it, if not all, are behind schedule, and they are going to be looked at critically to deal with. So on two fronts, if it is that there's no space in the courthouses, we'll have to find out from the judiciary, is there space in the courthouses for these trials and or hearings to take place, to move it out of the police station to allow police to operate more efficiently, to have access to their room, their space, confidentiality, and all the rest that goes with law enforcement and police station. And secondly, for the proper delivery of justice with regard to physical infrastructure, that is on the top of the agenda to deal with. There are a lot more that we can talk about here, but I have many colleagues that are waiting in the wings, and I'm sure you would want to hear from them. So thank you, and we'll address any questions thereafter. Much obliged.
A pleasant good evening again to members of the media and citizens of our beloved country. I want to share with you that since I assumed office, I've been receiving several messages about the delay in grant approvals, one of those being the senior citizens pension. This evening, I want to share with you that the Ministry of the People, Social Development and Family Services, we are moving to address a matter of serious national concern, which is one that affects thousands of our senior citizens who have been made to wait unduly for their rightful access to the senior citizens pension. I want to also share with you that as of now, approximately 2,292 applications are stalled due to delays in the mandatory verification process by the National Insurance Board. And this situation has placed already vulnerable individuals into further financial hardship, and this is simply unacceptable. The delay really stems from an existing memorandum of agreement between our ministry and the NIB to function as intended. The agreement was meant to enable a shared portal for secure and timely access to benefit information. Unfortunately, I want to share with you today that the current inefficiencies have only deepened the frustration of our elderly citizens. I want to also be clear that us as the government, we are not standing idly by. We are taking swift and decisive action. I want to share with you that I have formally requested an urgent meeting with the Minister, the Honorable Minister of Finance, and his technical team at NIB to address this unacceptable backlog. And additionally, another 1,438 applications remain unresolved due to a separate agreement with the Immigration Division. For this reason, I've also extended an invitation to the Minister of Homeland Security and his team to participate in a joint intervention. I've sent letters to both ministers yesterday morning. We intend to meet on Wednesday of next week to come up with a plan as soon as possible. I want to also inform you that these delays, when it comes to the senior citizens pension, from NIB and immigration. It has resulted in some applicants waiting up to 2 years plus to know their fate about their senior citizens pension. So let me share with the citizens on behalf of the government and the Prime Minister that we will continue to be proactive and people-centered. We are working to ensure that we come up with a plan as soon as possible so that our applicants for senior citizens pension can breathe a sigh of relief. In the coming weeks, as we meet, we will let you know more in terms of how we intend to roll out our action plan to ease the minds of our senior citizens. So at this point, I want to thank you for listening, thank the citizens for listening, and allow my other colleagues to share with you some updates.
I know many of the reporters here by name, and I know over the years they would have interviewed several persons who would have experienced a home invasion. So is there a light there? Just click the light off. Let me show you something. Just take the light off for a minute. All right? Just imagine there was no light here, and you lie down on your bed comfortable at night. Your family among you, your children, as the case may be, the elderly, and you hear, BRAM! And next thing you know, your doors kick in. And people, you're scrambling out into, who's that, because you answer. And then somebody roots you off the top of your bed, sometimes by your hair, by your legs. Say, lie down on the ground. Where the money? Where's the jewelry? And they're asking questions. The woman will be screaming, many a time screaming. And then sometimes they look for the youngest one, or maybe the oldest one, and to take her away from everybody else. And you hear screaming. They tie you up sometimes, you hear screaming, and you could do nothing. And you hear your either your mother, your wife, or your daughter's going, "Oh God, don't do me that. Please don't do me that. Now, please don't do me that." And you hear, "Whoop, shut up." Kick in the head. Where the money? And then sometimes you hear a moment of silence. And you're wondering, is that the end of the person who just took upstairs? And then a short time after, they might come back downstairs because they have time on their hand to play all over the home. Because that home no longer belongs to you. They have invaded your privacy. Yeah? And the kick and the cuff continues until they find something. Sometimes they get nothing, but it's enough to abuse you, to sexually assault your family. And then they walk away, leaving you sometimes bloody, leaving your family dead. They walk out, they jump in a vehicle, and they're gone. Sometimes all 8 of them. The only response that you had probably was the ability to bawl if your neighbors hear you. It's time like this, when we implement that home invasion policy and that stand your ground, you might be able to see them long before, and the result should be different. I encourage all of you here standing here tonight to remember that. Take that into consideration. Study your family. Whenever you oppose things, study the consequences. Study what happens when persons enter your home uninvited and leave members of your family dead. Thank you.
Okay, we open the questions now. Thank you. You should have been a dramatist in your. Thank you, Minister. But really, it brings it home. It brings it home. It brings it home in your home. So questions from you all now, please, if any.
Is it on? Yeah. Hi, Prime Minister Ryan Hamilton Davis, Trinidad Newsday. I want to go directly to the laptop situation. It's kind of unfortunate that people don't see the need for it, but there were other programs such as the school supply grant and the book grants and so on. Are these programs also under consideration of this government to continue or to be enhanced?
Anything to do with education is top priority with us. I know we had introduced several grants, even the books and so on, the book textbook rentals. Those programs are, Ms. Hamilton, under consideration. Yes.
Just want to move real quick to Minister Mohit's and the challenges that were brought up. If if she's willing to respond to some of the challenges with the pension
When
grants
I go
and
down,
so
it's
on.
hard to get up, so come on up.
All right. I just wanted to find out exactly
Go ahead.
what was causing the delays. Is it an administrative? Are there administrative issues? Are there staffing issues? What are actually leading to these 2 year and 2 year plus delays? And I've been to NIS and I've seen people 2 years, 4 years sometimes. Right. So what is it administrative, and how do we solve that problem? Is it more staffing? Is it a better policy? And finally, if there's going to be an overarching policy for a time limit for processing these things.
What I can share with you is the requests go from Ministry of Social Development to NIB and Immigration based on a memorandum of understanding, as I said before. So the meeting next week will really explain everything to us, and I'll share further with you. But what I can share with you, it's an electronic system where the requests are placed by the Ministry of Social Development to these two entities, and it's just a waiting process. So I cannot speak to why NIB is not responding, or Immigration is not responding. Maybe it's because of their workload. All right, well, this is one of the things that was discussed when we met on this. So next week, Wednesday, we'll really know what's happening. And based on that, we'll decide whether we'll revert to the old system of the walk into the offices. Yes?
Any other questions for Minister Mohit? Okay, all right. So we can move on, please.
Prime Minister, good evening. I'm Samaru, Guardian Media. I noticed you may have inadvertently left us out when you did your list of media houses that kept the last administration to account, but that's all right. Thank you so
Okay, thank you for that. That's okay, thank
Yeah, I
you.
was starting to wonder if maybe I was too nice in the past.
Maybe. It's always good to be nice. Thank you.
Speaking of education, in light of US President Donald Trump recently giving an order for all embassies to temporarily halt the applications for student visas, yesterday the Trinidad Youth Council suggested that maybe now it's a really good time to look at expanding GATE once more. I know you spoke about GATE on the campaign trail. Is that something you all are looking at?
Yeah, we will look, but on the Trump issue, it is something our foreign affairs persons are looking at. They're a sovereign nation, and all sovereign nations are entitled to put whatever restrictions they want to or not want to, but we will look into it. With respect to the GATE, again, at this point in time, expanding the GATE much further will be difficult. Again, I talk about midterm review and finding funding, but certainly on our last, in our last incarnation, we had opened the GATE wide. We had really opened it, not just for academic studies, but for technical and what you call those skills, vocational. Thank you for the word, vocational training. So yes, we will continue to see as far as we can push that GATE open and the wider we can. As I said, with education is very, very close to us. And we will be committed to helping as many as we can.
So after the media review, you may have a better understanding or a better vision of what could be done. That's what I'm asking.
No, but that seems to imply that we don't have a vision now. And our vision is, as far as it will allow us, the resources will allow us, we'll continue to open the GATE as much as we can.
All right, and thank you for telling us when the mid-year budget review would be. In light of that, how soon do you think, or when do you anticipate that negotiations will begin, especially with the PSA, given the promise of that 10% increase?
As soon as we can. I can't
Be
give
bit
you a
more
date.
specific, or-
No, I won't give you a date because tomorrow you tell me I said the 10th and today is the 11th. So I will tell you as soon as we can. It is at the top of our burner. It is a high priority item. As soon as we can, we will begin.
With respect to self-governance for Tobago and autonomy, when do you anticipate that a bill will be brought to Parliament?
Based on my discussions with Chief Secretary Farley, that may not be until the new parliamentary term, which is coming down into after the budget, September, October. That will not be forthcoming, but there are some, as I said, some smaller items within the various schedules that we can tweak now to allow some self-governance to take place, so they'll have more autonomy than they have at present. With respect to a larger bill, it will take us a bit longer because the consultation exercise we'll take all the old bills, we'll look at them, we'll get a consultant team, but we will still have to reach back with a final version. So I'm not looking until the next parliamentary term.
Is there
Not,
anything you can
from
share
September,
with
October.
us in terms of some of the smaller things that you can accomplish?
Some had to do in the schedule with definitions of certain things. Some had to do with issues that Tobago now within their present schedule that they can do, that they were not allowed to do. The specifics right now slip me, but there are a lot of little items, sounds little, but it's big for the people of Tobago, that we can do without coming with this big omnibus bill at the end of this year. Okay, so I know there are areas with national security, and there was Barry. Can you remind? Is Barry still here? He was part of the meeting because we had the leader of business in THA. She was with us.
Ms. Sackett?
Yes, Zorisha. And of course, Barry is a leader. So when he comes in, you can pick up the question.
Sure. And before I pass it on, I have a question for your Minister of Homeland Security.
Certainly.
Minister Alexander Anderson.
Minister, you're tall enough to stand. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Looking at the Gazette now, the management of prisons will fall under
Yeah.
your ministry.
Yeah.
Well, today the Prison
Yeah,
Officers Association renewed its call for the relocation of the Port of Spain jail. And this follows a video of a man throwing what appears to be contraband over the wall. Is that something engaging your attention?
Of course. Of course. You see, I always said this before. Port of Spain is our city. And we're really not supposed to really have a jail in the city. And where it is located, a lot of schools around and all of these things. So it's something we need to take into consideration. And we need to look at it in a positive way to remove that eyesore from Upper Frederick
In
Street.
the heart of the city.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Larry. You had something?
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Left up to interpretation, and that has stymied the progress of a significant amount of work between divisions and agencies. For instance, education is one of those in terms of how you treat with teachers and their leave, their application for extended leave, etc., which impacts the division of education as well as the waiting time for a significant amount of number of teachers coming from Tobago. So clearing up the issue of interpretation of the existing legislation, where you have in some places minister as opposed to secretary, it removes a lot of the bureaucracy and actually gets a lot done a lot more efficiently. That's one area. This also.
Can I intervene on that? The law as it stands predates the Tobago House of Assembly Act. So that in all of that law that was prior to the THA Act, the word minister is mentioned. Many administrative functions, the minister will do this, the minister will do that. Minister here has mentioned leave for teachers. They have to get authority from the minister in Trinidad, which sometimes takes eons. That was one that we felt we would look at the definition of minister and where that can be transposed into someone there in the bureaucracy in the THA that will allow them faster time. So that was one of them for leave for teachers. Minister means Minister of Education in Trinidad, but they have a Department of Education and they have an officer in the THA for education. So that is like an omnibus bill that we can bring to Parliament. Every time minister is mentioned, if it is not in tandem with the present THA Act, we can amend the word minister now to bring it into the modern day post the THA Act. That is one. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, go ahead.
Another one, Prime Minister, you to recall has to do with the issue of legal affairs. In another incarnation, when we were there during the period 2010 to 2015, there was a great synergy between the THA and the central government as it relates to things like birth certificates, the registration of deaths and births, land titles, which remains an issue. We started that process when we were there between 2010 to 2015. The former administration left that to languish, and that is a serious concern to the people of Tobago. And it is something that we agreed with the Chief Secretary that we will work towards in the immediate future in terms of harmonizing that relationship, particularly with the areas in legal affairs, to bring about a greater degree of relief instead of Tobagonians having to come to Trinidad back and forth for simple things like births and deaths, documents from legal affairs, etc.
And that is related to the Office of the Registrar General. When we were there, as MP has reminded us, we had created an RG's office in Tobago to prevent the back and forth and the time wasting and the money wasting. So we are considering again putting a deputy RG in Tobago for the benefit of the people of Tobago.
And the final area that I'll discuss, I know that there were a number of issues that we discussed, but some of them were short-term, medium-term, and long-term. So another one of the short-term measures particularly had to do with the instance of the Scarborough Secondary School. Prime Sir, you may
Slipping
want
into the sea.
Yes, you may want to discuss a bit of that.
Okay.
But that was a priority area for the Chief Sec and the THA.
Thank you very much, Minister. I trust that will keep you happy for now. Yes, for now. Anyone else, please?
Good evening, Prime Minister. Anais Elias, Tobago Channel 5. Of course, well, I went to Scarborough Secondary. It was in EC a long time ago, right? I wanted to ask you, of course, when are you coming to Tobago?
Come like Akash. Soon.
Soon.
Soon. We are a little busy at the moment with the midterm review. I'll be honest with you. That is consuming a lot of time. Something else consuming is board appointments, because without the boards, we have realized you cannot properly, effectively govern. A lot of decisions have to be made by boards. So it is really, really hectic, but as soon as we can, the midterm review is a priority now. We need the money. We have to find the money and we have to allocate the money. So midterm review. So, and then the Parliament goes into recess thereafter. So.
One more question. Is there an established deadline for the operationalization of the new ANR Robinson International Airport?
We are assessing, again, that's another one that needs assessment. We discussed that with Chief Secretary. There were several issues outstanding there. I don't want to go back into that, but a lot of things that are not right with where the construction has reached. So we need an assessment report as to where it's at. But yes, we are committed to working with the THA to get that airport open, fully functional.
Afternoon, Prior Bihari, AZP News. In terms of laptops, why not have a means test and who can afford it, let them afford it, rather than giving everyone carte blanche, to save some money?
Why not have what?
A means test, so someone
I
who
have
can
found
afford
the-
it would
yeah,
afford
I
it.
found the means test to be very subjective. And therefore, I believe that each child is entitled to that opportunity, unless the parents don't want it. They're entitled to an equal opportunity for, in this age, this is the age of the technology, this is the age of the computer. Our children have been left in the dump for 10 years, 9 years when they killed that program. You know where we would have been today? Our children have been technicians, have been out there. I shared a story with you, people came up to me and said, listen, whatever name they call me, Auntie Cams, whatever it is. Look, they actually brought the laptop and showed me. We gave it to them in that time. I still have this laptop. Another one told me, look, I'm going to UE and I'm still using that laptop. So why not a means test? I find it to be exceedingly subjective in the responses. And do we leave it up to a subjective evaluator? Let's give everybody a chance. It's not going to cost us all the money in the bank.
In terms of FULs, there's a concern that you might make Trinidad and Tobago into a wild, wild west, given as many people possibly are FUL. What is your take on that?
In other states where we have people given legal firearms, is the wild, wild west. Maybe back in the day. That is one of the concerns, of course. But again, we are saying we're going to put checks and balances. It will not be you walk in and I like your face and I give you a gun. It's not going to work like that. We will have a framework within which we'll have to do certain kinds of testing, psychological testing, assessments. Our minister here, Alexander, will tell us. Sorry, he stepped out, okay. And others will guide us. So it's not like just walk in and sign up and take a gun. It's not going to be like that. Okay? Anyone else?
Good evening, Prime Minister. Jason John from TTT News. Hi, from TTT.
The future of trading is here on Robinhood.
You have made reference to state boards. Does the government currently have any plan to deal with, I guess, state boards who are refusing, or persons who are refusing to step down and possibly delaying the efficiency of those organizations?
Of course, we have plans, which I will not share with you today. We are calling upon them to do the right thing, and should they feel so to do, we will do the right thing. They may be reappointed, it's not that, but that is the principle that when the government changes, you go. If you had done well, worked well, some could be reappointed. It's not like you're going to fire everybody. That's not my intention to fire everybody. We need everyone. So, yes, we have a plan. And so far, many have complied, by the way. Initially, just a few had done it, and others were threatening they're not going anywhere and whatever. I think good sense is prevailing. And for the few who are holding on by their fingernails and toenails, we have a plan.
I would have heard you made reference to Tobago. You would have spoken about Chief Secretary Farley. Watson Duke from the PDP would have said that he would have sent a communication to you. That is what he would have said. And you would like to know, I'm assuming, based on what he would have said, his inclusion in the talks of the self-determination of Tobago. I'm not sure if you could confirm if you would have received that communication from Watson
Mr. Duke. If I were to be brutally honest, Watson Duke did send me congratulations and every good word. He also asked me for a job. I'll be honest, I did get it. And certainly we are considering it. Okay.
Just one final question. It was prompted from the laptop question where you would have made reference to the means test. Does the government have any plans of reassessing GATE and the means test that is applied to GATE?
Of assessing, I'm sorry, what?
The means test that is currently applied to the GATE program.
I have already mentioned that, and I still hold that view. That test was exceedingly subjective. It is very interesting how that means test, that was meant to be a means test, selected certain persons. That was not necessarily based on means. That would have been based on other kinds of criteria. So I stand my ground at this moment. At the moment, every child is entitled unless the parents refuse to take it. That is where we are at this moment. Okay, thank you very much.
Anna Ramdas from the Express newspaper. Prime Minister, you said in the past 3 weeks you shared so much information and you've brought different names and whatnot. Which state boards are holding on by their nails and whatnot? Can you name them?
I'll have to ask the ministers. I'll take the fifth on that one for the time being. Yeah, let's give them a further chance after my warning today. Yeah?
Yeah, during the election campaign, you said that your government will deal with illegal immigrants. What policy has been implemented or has border control been beefed up?
Well, within 4 weeks, I'll say none. But we are assessing that situation. I said it on a campaign trail, and we are looking at it. With respect to the Venezuelans who are here, I think mainly Venezuelans, you mean, as illegal immigrants. Ms. Ramdas? Are you referring? Yeah. I made a statement, and we will stick to that, which is if they are criminals, they will be deported. And with respect to others, as I say, assessment is taking place with regards to them. It's not like we're going to pick up everyone and send them back home. But criminals, definitely, I think my Minister of Homeland Security stepped out, yes.
And defense.
Yes. Okay? We will send back criminals.
Hi.
Yeah,
Good
Dan?
evening, I'm Sivat Prasad, your radio. With respect to neglecting and or failing to file returns and the listing of state companies, under the Companies Act, directors have a fiduciary responsibility to act in the best interest of the company and its shareholders. Now,
You're sounding like a lawyer, Sudat.
Notwithstanding any amnesty that the government may be considering at this time, will you also pursue criminal charges against directors for breach of these fiduciary responsibilities under the Companies Act?
Well, there are several options open at the moment. The option is to grant the amnesty and get them to comply. Let's give them a chance. Okay? Well,
With regard to this, Mr. Prime Minister, you didn't mention with regard to the stand your ground legislation
that the government could be looking at the Florida model or something along those lines.
Yes, I did say Florida model.
For those who may not know what that entails or the details, could you give us a
I'll
sense?
send you a copy of their legislation. It'll be too much to say it here. You remember, you know where this, many of you may know, or some of you are too young, or maybe you didn't study history because now you could choose your subjects. But the standing ground law came from my home is my castle. And then it morphed into various forms of how that took place. And the Florida model is one of the more modern ones, and a lot of similarities there. So if you wish, Minister of Justice, can you, can we find the Florida statute and share it? Is that okay, Joel?
That'd be very much appreciated.
Sure.
Thank you.
But not only Florida, we are looking at others, but so far that one seems appealing.
Thank you. And also with regard to the issue of the firearms, as you mentioned, legal ownership of firearms, would it be an update of the present system or something completely new? In other words, there was a complaint about the length of time persons were taking to get approvals and so on to meet certain criteria. And then once one gets a legal firearm, what will be the responsibility to ensure that they are properly owning those firearms?
Yeah. As I told you, we had set up a committee, and I'll await a report from that committee as to what form it may take. So I prefer to await the committee's report. Several ministers are on that committee. Yeah. Yes, Joel.
Just one other question. As you look at the mid-year review of the budget, what would you say would be the biggest challenge the government is facing in terms of just dealing with things, dealing with debt, but also trying to increase revenue at the same time?
Well, to increase revenue between now and next week, which is June, there is that is a big challenge to increase revenue streams. The biggest challenge is really to find the money. So this is why we are trying to cut costs where we can. Some of the things you hear me talking about where we can cut costs. And of course, we have other options. We've already floated, I think a treasury bill has already been floated, which will bring in some money revenue. And there's a few other measures that we can use to fill that hole that is there in the finances of the country. I know one right away is the treasury bill has already been advertised to bring in, and there will be others that you can renegotiate certain loans. So we do have some options, and we will get it done. It's going to take a little time, but we'll get it done in time for that midterm review. We have to. Okay, thank you.
Prime Minister, good afternoon.
Hello.
Darren Baho from the Newsday as well. I have a couple of questions. First off, your Minister of Homeland Security has been a police officer for quite a considerable time. You would have realized a court has pronounced on his testimony as being discredited in one case. What are your thoughts on that? And if there are other judgments which paint him in a positive light,
let us not speculate. You have one judgment. Do you have others?
No, just that one.
You're saying if. So can we?
Just that one 3 times.
Yes, let's take that on. I'll ask my Minister of Justice to comment, please.
Yes, Darren. What will be your final question? The court pronounced on the matter that he was not discredited, as far as I'm aware. From a newspaper report, it seemed that there were 2 versions of an incident, and the court was questioning his version of the evidence. I wouldn't consider that in the face of the law to be a total discrediting, as you will be well aware. And it was about the question of a CSI scene, and the judge was asking when in 2002 there was no, I think CSI, criminal scene investigation as it is.
Right. As you're on the podium, the Prime Minister spoke about disparity in sentencing, and you're a lawyer as well.
Oh, yes,
you know about judicial independence and the right of judges and magistrates to pass sentence based on the facts before them.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be for a government to legislate sentences on, but it should be a range, and the judicial officer will take into account peculiar circumstances.
Yes, certainly, we agree with that. But I mean, where there's a great disparity, certainly the government needs to look at it and see if there's anything that can close the gap with it. I mean, if you have 2 similar situations and 2 very extreme sentences. I mean, we must take cognizance of that and see what can be done to close the gap. We are not for once suggesting that you're interfering with judicial independence. I don't think you can stretch it that far.
The issue of courts.
Yeah.
The Port of Spain Magistrates Court has been under refurbishment since 2020.
Yeah.
Have you got a status on the delivery of court buildings, especially the Port of Spain Court, which has the capacity for at least 15 courts?
As indicated, we just received a report, a status report, either early this week or late last week, which we are presently considering. Most of the projects are behind schedule. Some are 75% complete. Some have not even gotten off the ground. Some are brownfield projects and so on, which is repurposing. So the government needs to take a look at all of that, and especially in line with what the budgetary constraints may be, we'll have to address it as it comes along.
Prime Minister, please.
Sure.
Sure.
Prime Minister, you spoke about state enterprises not complying with the audit financial commitments, and you spoke about not financing those who do not comply. Would that mean?
Okay.
Would that mean that those companies can close, and would that mean that there would be joblessness?
I'm not sure if you're repeating my words accurately, with the greatest of respect. I said we're doing an amnesty to allow them time within which to comply. Should they fail to comply, then we'll see what action we can take. I think what you just said is not reflective of what I said, unless you can say you have my words there.
The risk of not receiving assistance in the future.
That's right. But we said we are giving them an amnesty and let them comply. When we cross that bridge, we'll cross that bridge when that day comes. I believe they will comply. They are given time, extra time, so to do. Let's take best case scenario first before we go down to speculate. Well, if they do it, if this, if that. There's a famous story, if you go back in your West Indian reader, for the ones who are young like me, you will know the story of if. So I prefer not to speculate, sir, at this time. But I haven't seen you for a long time, by the way.
I have one final question for the Minister of Works.
Yeah, Minister is reminding me it's not just state companies. There are a lot of very small companies as well who are in a similar predicament of not having complied.
So you mentioned that you're doing an audit on the major roadways, including the new Elmina Clark Highway and others. If your audit shows that there are major deficiencies, and what is the ministry's position? Are those contractors going to have to refund the state, be blacklisted by the state, repair the work that they did shoddy? Can you explain?
Yeah, I can, and Minister will help us. There is in law, there is a defects period within which the contractor, if the contractor has failed, that the contractor is obligated in law to remedy those defects. And if it's money, they'll have to pay the money. So there is a provision in the law. And most of those that were done later, that I mentioned, were recently done. We are still within the defects period.
Final question. At your first post-cabinet, you said that the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Public Admin were doing a review of the state of the economy and the finances that are available. It's been a month now. Is there an interim report? Have you been briefed?
I think, Darren, you were not here at a time when I spoke about the state of the economy. I talked about what the state of the economy was. I talked about a deficit of about 11 billion. I did report back in that limited time. I think the more important one that people are very interested in is respect the report about the forex situation. So that too is ongoing, okay? But the state of the economy, I think I shared that with you guys. Hey, $11 billion black hole.
Just this one just slipped my mind. Did the cabinet discuss the CL financial investigation?
No, we have not discussed it, but it is under consideration. I mentioned CL Financial today, in fact. But in terms of having a full open discussion, the answer is no. I've asked the PS in my ministry, OPM, for that report. Remember, there was a commission of inquiry. Coleman report. Yes, the Coleman report that was never laid in the Parliament. We had asked repeatedly for it to be laid in the Parliament. Was not laid. The then Prime Minister told us he's given it to the Attorney General to consider before laying it. So I've requested to get a copy because I want to lay that report in Parliament, which will help us with the sale financial matters. So I am awaiting that report.
Prime Minister, I have a question for Minister Padarat. Minister, you said you were still. Oh.
Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, Minister, you said that you were still awaiting advice, legal advice, and from HR, from WZYE on how to proceed with what you all would have announced a couple of weeks ago. Have you gotten that advice?
There will now be a board that the cabinet has appointed after today's sitting of the cabinet. And once that board is in place, the advice that follows in terms of the appointment of the board, the information that is available to the board will now bring into effect that advice.
Can you reveal anyone on the board?
I will leave that up to the Honorable Prime Minister.
Have a piece of paper there. We'll give you the name of the chairman at this point in time.
The chairman of the board of WZYE is Mr. Roshan Baba, who is in the sphere of law and human resource and industrial relations.
Tomorrow, next week.
Do you expect any legal action to follow in terms of if anyone is to be demoted or if anyone loses their job because of this?
I would not want to speculate at this point in time. I think those wouldn't be matters for the board to treat with. There will be an HR person appointed on the board who deals with HR matters in terms of the different areas of board members. So I wouldn't want to speculate until those matters arise, if they do arise.
Can we say one more question? Okay?
One more question.
Or none.
With regard,
Choose.
one more question with regard to the virtual courts being held in police stations now. From what I recall and from what I understand, the whole policy behind the virtual courts was to be a workaround for the infrastructural deficit that there was in the physical courts. All right. Now, as far as this is now being looked at and reviewed, of course, yes, of course. Yeah, as this is now being reviewed, how would that virtual court element now work for?
Well, we are not sure, right? I think it originated during the COVID period for obvious reasons. But we intend to meet with the judiciary, as the Honorable Prime Minister said, and that's one of the issues that we have to address. Question of virtual court infrastructure, what is the best and most efficient way of dealing with it? Kind of early to say at this stage, but certainly within short order, we'll get our hands around it.
In fact, Minister, you said there were actually courts that are now empty. Would you want to share?
Yeah.
There are a number of areas that is empty. Courts, that is, looking at Arima, Shagonas. We have that area down in Port of Spain, because I don't know if anybody is seeing any construction work taking place on it, as you indicated. You know, these are areas that was built for the particular purpose, which is to really house a court, to have cells and everything. And when you come to this station at this time, you just kind of cramp for space already. And there's a number of units at these stations, even including persons who coming there for a particular purpose, and they are not able to achieve their purpose because of what is taking place now. There's no area to really interview persons. I understand colleagues, police interviewing persons in vehicles, heavily tinted vehicles and all of that. So that is where it reached today.
Okay, can I just say thank you all very much? And I take this opportunity to wish you all happy Indian Arrival Day. Have a great day tomorrow. Thank you all. Goodbye.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM. You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Could we rise again as a nation?
What do you mean, could we rise again as a nation?
Okay, because the state of the country.
What do you mean by the state of the country? I don't understand that. Explain me.
Right, the country have plenty money.
Plenty money?
Yeah.
How you know that? So you have to tell me I have a child. Tell me now. How you know that? Gentlemen, thank you for the day. I can't really understand that.
Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Oh, yo, yo, yo. My nation is dead. Prophecy unfolding. Judgment is coming. I love you still. Mommy,
when will it end? Tell me, how did we come this way?
Oh, my Trinidad and Tobago.
While the nation still hope and pray, the devil busy, I say.
Oh, my Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, no, no, I'm feeling the pain for you, mama. Revelation strikes at your corner. Still we are holding on. Your children have lost their way, fighting for survival each day. Oh, no, no, going from dawn till dawn. What is happening to my country? Every day is a sacrifice. Blood flowing like water daily. Lives could be lost at any price. The anthem is now a whisper. Some don't care to stand when it plays. The lawless is now in control, so the good folks going away. Oh, my Trinity, strange signs all around we are. The hills are alive in a different way. Your babies are dying, brutally I'm seeing here. Would we rise again, come what may? Yeah. Oh, the mighty dollar, now cast a spell of uncertainty.
Oh, my Trinidad and Tobago.
You see, when the rich is getting richer, the poor must remain empty.
Oh, my Trinidad.
Know that error.
And Tobago.
I say, oh no, no, people falling for pain and hunger, inflation, cost of living higher. Can't get no daily bread. So the youth them on top the hill, somehow their bread basket don't fill. Oh no, no, so they turn to crime instead. The arms of the state disappointed, still their salaries are daunted. Large increase in the fiscal budget, oil money reach a all-time high. Don't buy no jet for so much of money when the hospitals are in need. Poor people at everyone's mercy, so the hill reacting indeed. Oh no, 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 no. Yeah, these people cry, yeah. The hills are alive in a different way. Them who take in we money must pay for it daily one day. Could we rise again, come what may? Yeah. How could we truly excel in the midst of all this suffering? Oh my, no, 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 no. Tell me, like Shadow said, poverty is hell, so it seems like the devil is king. Oh my Trinidad. No, 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 no. Poor cocaine and guns in the heart of the ghetto is what we sow, we shall reap tomorrow. Who are we going to blame? Even school children doing crime, well, that is a sign of the time. Oh, my lord, have we now gone insane? Whilst we kill, we own one by one. Skyscrapers going up in town. Chinese laborers at the core. This new city some shall see no more. So we have to hold on to see that 10 days and must to get along. Scraping the bottom of the barrel with all this money in town. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My Lord, the hills are alive in a different way. You have to do more for the people. Better wages to ease the struggle. Yeah. Could we rise again, come what may? Yeah. In this abundance of wealth, still the poor people cannot cope. Oh my Trinidad and Tobago, it is a stark reality. So much of given up hope. Oh my Trinidad, oh my Trinidad and Tobago. Oh my, oh no. Some turn to vagrants in the city, homeless children begging have mercy, Lord. Child abuse have risen again. Look like Jean and Dinah come back in town. The girls and them singing the song. To survive by any means necessary, dignity gone down the drain. Some say the leaders have failed to do right for one and for all. When there is an imbalance of the scale, then the writing is on the wall. If you ignore the plight of the people, well, the devil shall intervene. It's only divine intervention. I hope you know what I mean. Well, is it true that God is a Trinity with all these crimes in sweet La Trinity? No. The hills are alive in a different way. Population gone, gun control, drug control. And is it true we have all this money in this land of so much poverty? No. The Lord is my shepherd, come what may. Yeah. To you the powers that be, hear the cries of the people you see. All this wealth and nothing for we. No. Because of living is too high. This little money the poor can't buy. Oh my, why? There must be a way. There must be a way to help the people today. I say, there must be a way. There must be a way. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. From Genesis to Revelation, in my Father's house are around many mansions. To take care of 1.3 million natural resources, he made provision to feed this nation. Look, we have oil and gas, it's Lake and Mars, and Calypso, Choppy and Limbo. Yeah. When there is no property, crime would decline naturally. Then we could live in harmony. My holy La Trinity, yeah. I love you, mama. I love you, mommy, yeah. My
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me. Cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And ladies and gentlemen, as soon as you get in, do your civic duty, do your WZYE duty, and share the live. WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV and YouTube. And of course, you can always reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444. And as you know, ladies and gentlemen, we had a little late start. That is because of the press conference, the post-cabinet briefing. So we're just going to go through our little thing. And this is how we start the thing. Let me start the thing right. This is how we start.
They have our place, WZYE, where they treat you like friends and family. So if you're looking for a place to belong, going WZYE, you could come along. If you have haste, though, come with me. We do have dad on WZYE, Santa Meditate.
There you have it, ladies and
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life, and as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
And of course, we have a new one, ladies and gentlemen. Take a listen.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE, we originate, not imitate.
Yeah, boy, where, boy, WZYE. We going places, boy, you going places, and we say, ladies and gentlemen, we actually tell you we originate, we don't imitate. We bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and we put those in words for you. Take a listen to this. We actually put those in words for you because we do actually mean what we say. We don't just say it, but we mean it.
Ansam LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And of course, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And we ain't hiding behind no kind of different names and all kind of thing. We're telling you our real names, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it does go. We're giving you our real names. Hey, why did they do that? Let me say a special welcome to the man himself, the young man, better known as Uncle Tom E. Not Tommy, but Tom E. The man from different parts of the country in Trinidad and Tobago. Different parts of the country. From Sally Bay to Silibia to Palaseco, to Marabella. Tommy, welcome.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Professor, how are you today?
Tommy, today was splendiferous, marvelous, tremendiferous, wonderfulicious, fantabulous, fantastic, and splentacular.
I must say, I really enjoy that new
you like that one?
Yeah, is that
let me see if people like this one.
Is that from Mr. Florida?
Eh?
Is that from Mr. Florida?
Tommy, I ain't calling no names, eh? I ain't calling no names. Don't get me in trouble. I ain't calling. Only listen to this. Tell me if all they like this. This one, right?
You're
Tommy?
tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station. We're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE, we originate, not imitate.
Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah, Tommy, yeah. That passed the WZYE muster. Right? Yeah. That I ain't calling no names, though. I ain't calling no names. But yeah. That listen, if you could get in the rotation in WZYE, Tommy,
you're good to stay.
You're good to stay. You're good to stay. Not everybody does make it, you know. It's not everybody does make it. Some people don't even make it to the starting line, you know. So if you can make it to the starting line, you're good to go. Let me quickly go in the chat here, Tommy. I just want to say who was first in.
Mr. Intellectual.
Yes, Mr. Intellectual was first in. Let me quickly go back here. I want to just go back and at least because they started to kick out Mr. Intellectual. You know, Mr. Intellectual was first in. Blessed afternoon, pro Uncle T and all villagers. Hope you all had a terrific Thursday filled with everything that was good for a productive and successful day. Yeah. Mr. Intellectual was first in, boy. He was first and second, eh?
Yep.
He pipped Caribbean Soul. he pipped Caribbean Soul. Caribbean Soul come third and fourth.
Well, you tried.
Yeah, Caribbean Soul come third, fourth, and fifth. Tommy, and sixth too, you know, sixth.
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, and seventh too. Oh God. Caribbean Soul bringing up. What do I used to say in Trinidad? You're bringing up the what?
The rare.
Caribbean Soul had that streak, boy. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Eh? You get Tommy. He got bronze medal and you get participation medals too. You know these days there's the word participation medals.
Yep.
Yeah. You get plenty participation medals. Fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Caribbean Soul. I know you could do all them medals. You get plenty. You got plenty medals too bad. All right, let me quickly finish up. I got to finish up with the chat here because Princess Margaret, at least, yes, you remove the voice of the African diaspora a bit. Have some shame now. Banmea, I wonder what part of Trinidad Banmea from. Yeah? I don't know. Princess Margaret, it was very touching. Jenny says, hi, good night, Margaret. First chat. But View never said, hey, Jenny, you're inside, girl. Wait, Jenny. Jenny, you had to pick up your phone and get a little call now, eh? That you always say welcome to Jenny, eh? Say welcome to Jenny.
Yeah,
Jenny
cool.
Jenny finally decide, boy. She ain't gonna be in secret no more. She outside now. Jenny, welcome. Say hello to Jenny.
Hello, Jenny. Welcome.
Princess Margaret want to know who sent that. Hanif? Me ain't calling no names, eh? Not me. I not into name calling. I ain't calling no names. Hanif say, Hanif, I go work on it. Bijram says, Busy says, good day, Uncle Tommy. And Wall Street locked on Shelly Live, all listeners. Happy Arrival day to all. Yeah, yeah. Happy arrival day to each and everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah. Hey, and if say that one is really good, boy, Soul, you have to come match that. So, Caribbean Soul. Let me go for the break. Caribbean Soul, boy. Yeah, boy. That one beat your Caribbean Soul. That one.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
Tommy?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. That one put Caribbean Soul in you. He put Caribbean Soul to get a participation medal. Folks, we're gonna take that break. It's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Don't forget, Shetty Live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. And don't forget what the professor said. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
And of course, we are back with you. It's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, Shetty Live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. And like the professor said, share the live, share the live, share the
Thank
live.
you. Yeah, Defender, welcome.
Blessed night, Uncle Tommy and Wall Street.
Blessed night.
Same to you, my brother.
Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. You know, right?
Yeah.
We've been asking for the past few years to name one innovative thing the PNM have done.
Correct.
And we still are waiting, right?
Right.
Well, should I want to add next one to the UNC?
Mm.
Today, the Honorable Prime Minister said they came to a decision that anytime Cabinet is debating Tobago, the two MPs from Tobago will be invited. Wall Street.
Yeah.
That woman, boy, Einline boy, that woman. But she, why don't she go and go to a press conference? I literally saying no waiting.
Yeah.
And when I watch the lives today, all the lives that was waiting, watching thousands of people that sit down in the queue, waiting to get a press conference. It's like every time this woman hold a press conference, they get a renewed hope, a feeling.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But one little peacock boy, what's he doing looking for work, boy?
Lord.
Yeah, as Mova Defender said that, let me give you all a summary of the press conference. The first summary is that Watson you looking for work. Yeah, I had to give him credit to her. He asked for a job, and she said she considering it.
Yeah.
So I better ask for a work too, boy. Eh?
You gonna leave teaching?
What is that?
You gonna leave your professorship?
Well, no, I could still teach if I the council general. I could still teach and be the council general.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I go do like what's new, but ask for work. Way, what's next for work? Tommy, you know, all right, let me play this for you. Or wait a minute. Let me do something. Let me as you tell me that the Defender. I'm gonna take this call. KFC, welcome. KFC inside.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy, man.
What's happening, man?
How you doing?
Mr. Washington, I out and about I come early to take in that press conference. What a wonderful press conference today. People are feeling a little light now, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Mr. Washit, you put an application, you call the Prime Minister and wish you congratulations.
I listen. I go in.
You
I
want to
already,
work?
I already my resume saving. I gonna forward my resume now, boy. What if if Duke asking for work? I gonna ask for work too.
What pay them what to do active for work?
Yeah.
Work to,
If pay them, what's you could ask for work? Who is me? I want work too, boy.
What's in the kind of good doghouse?
What's new?
It's a real strong pay them active. It's a real strong UNC people say need work. But Mr. Washit, them greedy, evil parent people sitting on board. Why them waiting so long to resign and go from them board and them by?
I don't know what they're waiting for. Seriously.
I like how the MTS board, the MTS, PNM MTS board gone. So that UNC and that board and WASA board.
Yeah.
That board and them they have to move from So like all that social development board with all them PNM activists sitting on them board and them. They find something. They don't like what's in joke. They're begging for work. They work for what's in joke.
Yeah, man, bless. So, folks, I saw what's new talking on here on our live here. Donna Parks Green, welcome. Welcome to you. Donna new here. Donna Parks Green, welcome. Virginia Maharaj, welcome. And Curtis Montreshad, boy. My true Kenyan friend. So, Tommy, I see a thing come across my screen. And who it is? Watson Duke. And all they will be surprised what Watson Duke say. I couldn't believe. I say, wait now. This must be Watson Duke, brother. So I also called my brother in Tobago. And I asked him if there's somebody else in Tobago named Watson Duke. He said, no, that's the leader. That's the political leader, the PDP. That's the same Watson Duke. I said, nah. He said, yeah, boy. Tommy, I couldn't believe it.
Well,
it was the same fella. But I want you all to listen to it. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Progressive Democratic Patriots political leader Watson Duke has expressed confidence in the Kamala Prasad Bissessar-led central.
You hear that? The man has expressed, boy. Boy. All right, there we go.
Government. During a press conference at the PDP's office in Tobago, Mr. Duke noted the United National Congress's mantra is a promising one.
Which is, when UNC, when everyone wins, and she keep repeating that, I would like to say on that mantra alone, there is hope, not only for me, but for the man who is by the roadside, who is begging for a meal right now. He has hope that, hey, if things are to develop, then I should no longer be begging on the road for a meal, given 1 year, 2 years.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Yes, wait. Da. Wait, 1 minute. Give me a minute. Only give me 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Catch yourself.
Yeah, let me catch myself.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine.
What's in Duke take it literally, Defender. Defender.
That's not what I know. See why the other one Prime Minister said what she said today. I never see this one.
Yeah.
What did you show them what to do?
I call, but listen, I call my family in Tobago. I say, I send all your video. Tell me if this not an AI what's new.
AI. You know, they say use the AI king.
Yeah.
AI. I cannot believe it. This is what's in you.
I listen. I tell you,
don't cut me now. Leave me around that. That's no that. These are the same what's in you. Who tell Tobago? Farley is bringing you and see the Tobago.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to believe this.
Nah. But I serious about you, Pablo.
Yeah.
I know your callers and will come in just now.
Yeah.
Are you going to revisit the Laventon to Worship program under
Yeah.
this new government?
Yeah.
Well, I support you 1,000%.
Yeah,
I
we visited that.
I just want to hear you say that publicly.
Yeah, we visited that, definitely.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Enjoy your night.
Yeah. So yeah, let me start this from the top, eh? Tommy, I'm serious. I go in my way rejoicing. Right, Tommy, I run 5 miles today, boy. 35 minutes.
Wow.
The fastest I ever run it in, I would say 5 years, Tommy. I couldn't believe myself. It's like I was on the next planet, Tommy. 5 miles, exactly 35 minutes and 27 seconds. I couldn't believe it. So, you know what? It's like if I drink some type of juice, Tommy, and I was just running around the track like it ain't nothing. But anyway, folks, I want you all to listen to this again. Eh? Let me start from the top. I don't understand this. No, I don't understand this. Listen to this. Let me start from the top.
Progressive Democratic Patriots political leader Watson Duke has expressed confidence in the Kamala Persad-Bissessar-led central government. During a press conference at the PDP's office in Tobago, Mr. Duke noted the United National Congress's mantra is a promising one.
Which is when everyone wins, and she keep repeating that, I would like to say on that mantra alone, there is hope, not only for me.
You hear that? Tommy, you had to give him credit. Not only for me, Tommy.
Yep.
It's hope not only for him, right?
For the man inside the street.
For the man on the side of the street. The same fellow was at the side of the street all the time when... All right. Oh, God, let me take this call. Bitcoin, welcome.
Good night, Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. You already man narratives here.
Yeah.
Not only for me. Right? He said not only for me, so is that truth? She threw you under the bus, so she gets Stewie last week, boy.
Yeah.
Stewie get one day prime ministership and he get the work. He work job now. He get it tonight. Two of them get through under the bus. So if have hope, if you wash out your mouth with blue soap, you can get a work. Or you can attempt to get a work. Yeah? So I want to tell Red Coach Pastor Google and Marsha, what's your name? Big Mouth Walker, who is the minister of propaganda and McQueen. They too can wash out them of the blue soap and make her attempt for her work. You never can tell. She might have them under consideration for her state work.
Yeah.
So let it try they hat in the ring too.
Yeah.
Right?
Why not?
It's just because they gotta take a little embarrassment, but that is it. What you take the embarrassment, I mean if you never bought it that the business get exposed. But that is in the politics.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Bless. Yeah. Tommy, you know what I mean? If even though you ain't support them, now you could come and say when everybody wins.
Right.
And the mantra is real. Hey, Joseph, welcome.
Night, Mr. Wall Street.
Yeah.
Uncle Tommy.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, today, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
She visited the Prime Minister's office, and someone said they haven't had a visit by a Prime Minister in 10 years.
Wait,
and everyone was so happy. They were so happy to see this woman.
Really? Yeah, boy.
They were so happy to see in 10 years they haven't seen a Prime Minister.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Yeah, man.
There's some real good songs.
Thanks. Yeah, man. And Tommy, imagine that. In 1 month, the city prime minister. In 10 years. 10 years. Eh?
Yeah,
and all they want to come and ask, where the prime minister? Where the prime minister? She walking. That's where she is. She walking. Yeah, she walking. She ain't saying down there. She ain't going and play golf. She taking care of the peoples of Trinidad and Tobago business. That is what she doing. Eh? She ain't going to play golf. She taking care of the people business. Yeah? Let me continue to listen. Eh? I like Watson Duke too. I hold on. Yeah, caller, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. What's your Uncle Tommy?
Yeah,
You see that mantra, UNC win, everybody wins, by
yeah,
the government to see what everybody. But
yeah.
you see all them PNA plan who sitting on board. Anytime I see the Honorable Carnival Sassan and the UNC team and them higher back them plan them, I caution them.
Now they ain't gonna have them back.
Because the type of people who are toiling, who fighting, and then we just sit on board too. Let them pay the one, let me tell the belly boss the last 9 years
Yeah.
and victimizing poor people out here. So look into them. Let them go and wrestle and play some mind some rolly goat and play some golf or some kind of thing, man. But so what should we have to put you on some ball or something, no? Or some balls. Yeah, we gotta get possession. Bless, I love
Yeah, man. Oh God. Yeah. That. Oh, let me finish playing this thing because I want to get back to the voting thing that we had to do here. Let me start this from the top if you just join us. So, folks, if you just join us, the Prime Minister revealed today that Watson Duke asked for a job. We don't have no problem with that. You understand? We don't have no problem, right? But you know, it was kind of. I didn't know that. I listened to the press conference and I heard that, and I had this video to come play for you today. You know, and the headline of the video: PDP Watson Duke shakes the nation, backs UNC bold mantra in shock political twist. So I didn't know that Watson Duke was just saying this because he asked for work. Oh God. What's the only good in? What's the only good?
Progressive Democratic Patriots political leader Watson Duke has expressed confidence in the Kamala Persad-Bissessar-led central government. During a press conference at the PDP's office in Tobago, Mr. Duke noted the United National Congress's mantra is a promising one.
Which is when UNC, when everyone wins, and she keep repeating that, I would like to say on that mantra alone, there is hope, not only for me, but for the man who is by the roadside, who is begging for a meal right now. He has hope that, hey, if things are to develop, then I should no longer be begging on the road for a meal, given 1 year, 2 years.
Mr. Duke also noted he is moved by the statements made by Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar regarding her expectations for her ministers, which he described as tough words.
She's saying if any of her ministers are not performing, they'll be...
Tommy, tell me to hold on.
Hold on, Mr. Ramner.
With swift retribution, those are not just fighting words, those are doing words. And I believe that she means business and she will not be blindsided to one's man desire for a quick fix at power, but rather to the nation of Tobago's desire to get it right.
Oh God. Yeah, Tommy, go ahead. Go ahead. Tommy, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mr. Saga.
Good night, Wall Street Professor, and good night, Tommy.
Good night.
Have you seen Anita? Have you all seen Anita Haynes and Dinesh Ramali lately?
I saw a picture of her
No.
on social media.
I was saying.
Sit on your computer, Mr. Saga.
Yeah. Have you seen these two people lately? Anita Haynes and Dinesh Ramali?
Yeah, I seen a picture of her on social media.
Huh?
I seen a picture of both of them on social media.
They got undercover or what?
Yeah,
they must be. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, they're on the down low now.
On the down low.
Oh, because Anita Haynes was expecting to get a senator position with PNM, but they threw she below the bus.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, she's still
Yep,
waiting.
it is what it is.
Yeah. They mess their life up, man. They mess their political life up. She especially.
Mm-hmm.
Her career is over. Her political career is over. She might join next election. She might join Machida party.
Anything is possible. It's Trinidad.
And you're right there.
You too. Pleasant night.
COP, welcome.
Professor Walshit, good night to you.
Yeah.
And good night to you, Uncle Tommy.
COP, good night. I hope you send your CV to get you work, you know. Because Watson Duke asks for work.
Yeah, I think Watson Duke entitled to ask for work. And I think he should get work. Because remember, Watson Duke don't have nothing to know. Farley say he spent out all the money. He had no resources again. So Tobago just would support him. But that's just a sad, to me, that's just a sad story. And
but you know, COP, you raise a point. I don't mean to cut you off. COP, I think what they should do is give him a work, and therefore, in the upcoming THA election, it will just be TPP against PNM.
Yeah,
think about it.
Is a whole strategy. Watson Duke was the most foolish politician in the 2025 general election.
Yeah.
The better part of Watson's career was under the People's Partnership. The best part of his career was under the People's Partnership. The best negotiation for his workers and them was under the People's Partnership.
Yeah.
And that guy was so irrelevant. That guy was so irrelevant to the UNC and so harsh to the UNC for the 2025 general election. Talking a set of nonsense in Tobago. Talking a set of nonsense about you don't want the UPNM and you don't want the UNC, you don't want he's seeing the people there following him. And after the UNC come and win, well, I agree, put your tail between your leg now and ask for a job. And I wish that the Prime Minister could give him a job.
I think she will give him a work. She will give him a work.
And he end up in this position because of his tribal way of thinking. He end up in that position. His foolish way of thinking. Why he could not continue supporting the UNC and ask, use that mantra in Tobago, the UNC. He would look Farley too. Farley and then they do it secretly. They do it secretly. And look, Farley have meeting now with the Prime Minister. Farley them never come out in the open and say, oh, we support the United National Congress 100% in Trinidad. Them never come out and say that. Professor, he mentioned that.
No.
They have a kind of tribal way of thinking. And for human being and for community to develop, they have to move that nasty tribal way of thinking from every race. Move it away from other thinking. And Watson Duke end up in that position because of nasty tribal way of thinking. Professor Walshit, you don't be biased. You don't be biased to any organization that gives you good opportunity.
Yeah, correct.
You don't be deceitful and conniving to any organization that gives you opportunity. You just remember that in time of need. And listen, see how you remember now in time of need and he asks for work? He wasn't saying what he was saying in 2023, 2024 and coming up to the election. If he was saying that, he would not have to be asking for a job today. Because with the experience them fellas them have, they would have been in good position. But tribal thinking, Watson Duke. Tribal thinking. Stop that nasty tribal way of thinking. In a month time, you see the kind of work the UNC doing Wall Street?
In 1 month, man. 1 month.
1 month.
This, that 1 month is like a year under the PNM, you know. That's like a year already, you know.
5 years. 5 years.
All right, 5 years. That 1 month is like 5 years under the PNM, you know. Or they ever get this type of service from a government that have been in office for 1 month. It's like 5 years and half a decade under the PNM.
Yeah.
COP, you don't feel a sense of relief when you hear a post-cabinet press conference that you go, boy, you're waiting patiently. You don't care if it's 6 hours late. You're waiting patiently for it.
Because you're not hearing somebody, you're not hearing the Prime Minister being arrogant, buffing up nobody, telling we to ban we belly and all these things. We don't have an arrogant Prime Minister. We have a Prime Minister bringing out the facts. Just imagine, you Prime Minister going in the Prime Minister resident, and the people them all walking inside and say, we see a Prime Minister in 10 years' time. Only virtual meeting Keith Rowley had all the time.
Yeah.
In jacket and tie. Yes, he in front of his laptop with a jacket and a tie and a jockey shorts underneath. Because you took the virtual meeting and they only see your face and your jacket and tie.
Yeah.
And you know how we know that? Because Gary Griffith said that. Gary Griffith said that you always in robe, always in a robe coming downstairs and virtual meeting. Long time the news people on MSB so the news ask the news people on MSB so they have on jacket and tie and thing and a short pants on it. The sicky always have on jockey shorts on that short tie and thing you see it and jockey shorts on it after and keep it only virtual meeting. That theater, yeah. Professor Walsh, have a nice night.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, Tommy, somebody say Volsang said he passed the salad.
Our boy Slow just came in.
Yeah, Brooklyn, you are work too?
Well, she done for Tommy. Viewers and listeners, good night.
Brooklyn, ask you a question. You are work too? You looking for work?
Well, I didn't think the money go match up to what I'm making now, saying.
No, I didn't ask you that. I asked you we looking for work.
My work was before election. I done work, I win. I win, you know. So I done work after. Yes, you notice I all in notice I quiet.
Okay, all right.
My government doing the thing.
All right.
So I quiet.
Okay.
So let me tell you this. See what's in you? All who say but they think he should get work, nothing for he under my book. You see, if you could
now you go get work, you go get work, you go get work.
Let me tell you something. If you could stand up and call my leader and my party a bunch of thieves, what are you doing begging thieves to work with them?
No, don't give
Because he went up in Caledonia and tell the PNM to thief money and feed the people up there. No, so he telling you when he talk that talk, right? And then he go and say UNC is thieves. The public will think that Watson Duke know what he talking about. So when Watson Duke, before election, Watson Duke was doing his best to see the UNC lost the election. So I am saying anybody that were doing their best to see my party lost, wash it down, Uncle Tommy and viewers and listeners, don't come back again for no work within no 2 weeks, 3 weeks time in. What are you really saying here? What are you really saying? But we have to see like the man he talk about on the street and had nothing. He had to reach that stage for what he do. You don't do things without punishment, people. You do not do things fly by night and then you feel because, well, you know, UNC win and you maybe have a little thing, a little friend thing, you're getting work date. No, you did your best to fight Farley, who supported Kamala Prasad-Bissessar. You did your best to endorse the PNM because you might have a work in the PNM if they did win. But I am not accepting this Watson Axel work thing. This is, only this thing serious, you know. Watson and them is destroyers. All they want to see the UNC mash up in 5 years or what? All they really serious what they're talking here. We see what these people can do. We see. Next thing you know, the mad girl who told us in the mouth go come UNC for work too. Or no. I fight for the UNC to be in this place today. I fight for years. My children know everybody's name. My children is no Uncle Tommy on Wall Street and Heavy and Tease. My children know the name good. And I shall well call it alive. My children are going to be laughing at me because I like a madman every day. I don't know what's on you them wrong UNC. Let the UNC do what I have to do without them. Them is negative energy. Watson Duke and them cannot do nothing to build or to uplift the UNC because you see, Philip Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, Philip Alexander was one of the person you never ever thought you would have seen as a UNC. Philip Alexander put everything aside when he see Trinidad and Tobago can't take it no more. Watson Duke and them didn't see that. Watson Duke and them did not see. You see all that sweet talk, he talk about the man who want nothing, and you see all that shop talk, that fly by, that go to one ears and come out the next. Watson Duke had to reach that stage with me because people sacrifice to bring this UNC victory. And it's no walking open door policy where walking in just one and laughing. When you call we thieves. Remember we the thieves. The thieves win now. You step aside and watch the thieves build Trinidad and Tobago. That's my contribution.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not accepting them people and them. I gone.
Thanks.
Have a voicemail. Let's
Go
hear
ahead,
it.
take it.
President Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, I see all your partner, boy. Robert, come out of the woodwork. Victor Robert, he going up in Clifton Hill to make a line. And he so blind, the rain follow him there and wash out the whole line he go and make there. All the food he had to cook it in the rain. And he found that he make a video. And when people start bashing, I say yellow is the code, that way your food in cooking. He started to call them idiot and all kind of. He don't have one line now. He can't use the big words he use long time and narrative again. He don't have one line, so it's a one hit, a one line wonder now, right? Crapo smoky pipe. And Pep hit him in the mouth. So he need overcame in the mouth too. He lip gets zipped. He can't talk no more. It's good for people like he. You see, light following him all over the way. He went and jumped in PNM bandwagon, and now the rain following him for he cook. You had to eat water in their food. Have a good day, Uncle Tommy and Professor Walsh.
Yeah. All right. You have another one, Tommy?
No, that's it.
Yeah, KFC.
Good afternoon, Mr. Washit. Mr. Good afternoon to my good friend Brooklyn. Brooklyn, go to hear the class. That's a passport. We'll be begging for work.
Yeah, you gotta get Pastor Google work too.
That's chance to be begging for work. Is that dog sure? Yep. We have a work for Watson Joke. You see all that auto the PNM building in Lavington and leave it and unfinished. Go finish it. But no work for Watson Joke and them boy. Let them fly them go and arrest the dog house or something, man. Them drag. You want to be coming with us for the last 9 years. He was everything you was sending with Rowley. Work. But no go for me for a cost and so on.
Yeah. Don't cost. Let me call. Let me see. Let me call Watson Joke so you go pick up the phone.
COP. That people need work call him now. I feel my game and work. When Mr. Tommy na day, you can come and talk.
Let me call. Oh God. Yeah, Mr. Florida, welcome. Mr. Florida, you looking for work too?
Oh God, hey.
You
look say when UNC win,
everybody
win, you say he win, but including the rest, he's separate.
All of them who on the opposite side now, they singing, when UNC win, everybody win.
You know, the shit, all of them buying yellow jaws and I hear the so all of them buying yellow jaws and so you see good night and simple like call us or text us everybody and let happy say everybody understands it.
Right. Just hold on.
Son, before you ask for a job, better you apply for disability. You know what I'm saying? Because
oh God.
Because you have 1 foot in the political cemetery. You was never really a politician, so we just give you 1 foot in the cemetery. So apply for disability, you will get that. Because you know what's the funny thing? They taking one Miss Kamala say yellow is the code and when you win, so when everybody win. But the reason why she say that, right? is because when we only say the people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid, none of them is here, not at all, but nobody here come out and say, who are you stupid? You know, they always feel there's a certain type of people they're talking about. But when Miss Kamala Manja, when you and when everybody win, yes, everybody win, but not you, what's apply for disability, you will get that. Look on this.
Thank you. You know, I want to say something to Banmer. Banmer, I noticed something. Oh, you have a call to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, take it.
Go ahead, Mr. Saga. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Saga.
Tell me again, feedback. Tell me how to take off his computer. Again, feedback.
Turn on your computer.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
Uncle Tommy. Other collect a resume?
Yeah. Send a resume to me.
I want to send a resume, you know. I will attach all the documents.
Send it.
Because I'm looking for a job.
Yeah,
I will pack up from here and come back home and work with Kamala.
Yeah.
Send your resume.
Send your resume.
I'll accept a resume. Professor, if you accept a resume, I'll send a resume.
Send it. Send it. We go forward it. Go forward it. Yeah, man. Bless. Tommy, I want to talk to Banmer. Banmer, you know, I noticed something, You every once in a while, Banmer, even Patty does put in a little positive comment once in a while. For example, here's one of Banmer comments. Listen to this. Anna, do you think Walsh could do this if he was Indian and pimping the voice of the Indian diaspora and do not broadcast anything other Indian community? I don't understand. I mean, and Banmer sound like he intelligent, you know. I mean, I know he's a PNM and he get a PNM education. And when you get a PNM education, most of the time, you can only utilize 5% of your brain. You know, because the other 95% have permanent Novocaine in it. Novocaine is thing they used to use back in the 60s and the 70s. When we used to go to the health center in Trinidad and Tobago, they used to put Novocaine in your gum. They don't put Novocaine no more. Banmer still has some Novocaine up in your brain. Yeah? I go, Banmer, come on, man. You're more intelligent than that, man. I know sometimes your PNM education doesn't serve you correctly. You know what I mean? But, and Mr. Rima, I don't like to get on your case, you know. But, Mr. Rima, you could never be a UNC. Seriously. You can't be a UNC, Mr. Rima. Let me say welcome to Ingrid Matthews. Ingrid Matthews, welcome. Ingrid says, Ingrid from Tobago, eh? Good night, Professor and Uncle Tommy. Anslam, you don't need to ask for a job. Come, let's run Mary Down, Cassava Peace. Laughed out loud.
Mary Down.
Mary Down in my father club, eh? In Roxburgh.
You know much hangout I do in Mary Down?
That's my father club.
I hear you say it, but remember I used to be in Roxborough, you know?
Yeah, that's my father on that. That's my father club. Yeah. Ingrid around that, you know.
I just said he been right next door to the nurses hostel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
go ahead. Tony.
By Karut.
Yeah, Mary Down right there. And when I used to go on Tobago spend, when I say summer, they used to live right down the street there. What's the name of that road again, boy? Whenever it's Picton Street, boy. Maybe Ingrid could tell me. Ingrid, was it Picton Street? And you just used to walk across the street, Tommy, and you're on the beach.
Yep.
You understand? But
yep.
It couldn't be nicer than that. Going to Tobago, boy.
We used to get fresh fish right there.
Yeah, and my stepmother used to make fish, but I was not vegan. So I was eating all kind of animals. You understand? Any kind of animals they bring up, then she cook it and I eat it. Defender, welcome.
Well, shit.
No, you could call all the time, man. What's wrong with you?
The comments I need to respond to some, not directly, but I need to respond.
Like who?
For the first start Brooklyn, it was on point.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, I agree with you 1000% Brooklyn. I think that was Brooklyn in a round of applause.
All right, let me give my round of applause. I don't think you ever get a round of applause. Let me give him one. when you finally get a round of applause, boy. Go ahead, defend.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she for seeing somebody's client, I don't know, I not getting nobody name, no kind of energy.
Yeah.
Nothing for the African people, and it's that she fooled them.
Yeah. Miss Arima.
Well, she just now watch. Well, she didn't know when African people win. On April 28th.
Correct.
At 10 p.m.
Yes.
African people won.
Yes.
So let me start day. But today, I want to remind you of something more shit. Because I ain't talk about it yet. 2 reporters asked the Prime Minister today about means tests.
Yeah. No, listen here. Listen here. I actually have it here. No means test because it is too subjective.
That's right.
That woman, I by Wall Street, but I don't know how she got voted in 2015.
Yeah.
I had all, because I was paying him in 2015. I had all vexed myself right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
What happens at the propaganda machine took our minds?
Yes, Uncle Tommy, you're right. It was unfairly done to her.
Yeah, the propaganda machine took everybody head out.
You see, this 5 years, Uncle Tommy, are defending this woman, tooth, nail, toenail, teeth, nail, are defending. I know why? Because I find people real unfair Wall Street, like Chuta President. Imagine Chuta President saying, Uncle Tommy, the schools are deplorable. When that happened last night?
Yeah.
Where was he? He was sleeping.
I really want to know. Boy,
Defender.
Chuta President, Miss Arima, I want you to fold up all of the comments small and put it to the monkey for the nuts. Enjoy the night.
Yeah.
Let's hear what this voice note saying here.
Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, the Minister of Social Welfare, right, and the people came to there and she was talking about the grants and them that people wasn't getting, right? And that's all what going on there with people having to go through this operation or applying for that for years now, not receiving it. And she trying to fast track that. We don't know Cox was for the last 5 years or how much she was there. Why she wasn't fast tracking the people and them to make sure that they get a grant. But no, so long there watching the people suffer. And also the social welfare minister has mandated all buildings operated by the government should be differently and able compliant, right? And she also made an effort to get the public to do the same thing, right? And that's also have parking for them and all these sort of things. Where you see the PNM is treating differently able people like that, Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street, they was never doing that. They were shunning disabled people. This lady now come here and look what she doing. She mandating things to be operational for the different able and to assist them in whatever way that she could, especially with buildings. And that is a mandate that different people never saw, that it's wicked PNM government. I don't think Donald Cox is not hard for disabled people, to tell you the truth. Have a good day, gentlemen.
Thank you. Tommy, let me play this voice note, and then I want to address Mr. Arima. Mr. Arima, you should be ashamed of yourself if you call yourself a UNC. You know what you should just be? You just should be an NC. You ought to drop the U, Miss U. If Mr. Arima is a UNC, she had to drop the U. She's just a NC. She can't. Tommy, she's just a NC. She cannot be a UNC. Mr. Arima, from now on, if you say you're a UNC, everybody should say Mr. Arima is an NC. You're an NC. You putting up this comment here, nothing for African people, and is that she fooled them? Mr. Arima, I want to ask you a question. Who is the second highest person in Trinidad and Tobago when the new government was installed? Who did Kamal Prasad Visasa install as the second highest person in the government? Tell me, you think Miss NC know that?
If you don't know it, then you gotta add D in front and put E at the end.
Oh, Tommy. Oh God. Mr. Arima, you should be ashamed of yourself. Shame on you. I think you might be a next person I gotta revoke your card. I don't know what if you look like me or otherwise, but I might have to revoke your card too, Mr. Arima. You should be ashamed to put up that comment of a woman who reduced the amount of black people living below the poverty line, and you talk about nothing for African people. Who was the attorney general for in the first in the first go wrong? Who? Look, you see that kind of dunceology, Mr. Rima? That is real dunceology. That is not just dunceology, you know. That's stupidology, foolishology, and dotishology. All them ologies. You think she gonna understand them ologies, Tommy?
Well, if she don't, then
I go email it to she. Mr. Rima, send me an email so I can email them thing to you. I gotta email it to she because she ain't gonna be able to understand it. So I go email it to you with the definition. Let me play this voice note. And when I finish, folks, next we want to talk about the voting. Let me play this voice note.
Good night, Mr. Washington and Uncle Tommy. Mr. Washington, I don't know if you remember for the THE election, Western Duke was posting videos we using our brushing cutlass, cutting grass, something in the side of the road. Kamala should give my work to go down the daily campus and cut all them grass on them.
That's a good one.
Folks, you know, I mean, it is so disappointing when people like Mr. Rima put up certain compliments and there are no facts, you know. They're just speaking out of. All right, let me not say that. Let me be impeccable with my words as Tommy does say. But I want to remind you all of something. Folks, today is the 29th. We have until the 31st. All right? And we have shared this on. We have shared it on
Yeah, KFC.
Yeah, Mr. Watch. Would you go to the peculiarity words because he's the host on Ireland with Canon. Mr. Remember, racial tongue. Remember, she go Venezuela and live for the last 9 years. What the PNM do for black people? And them sitting, them are a black party. But what was coming them racial comments on the Washington for, boy?
I don't know, boy. I don't know. I really don't know.
She never like the UNC, you know, she was talking Amara, no. I know she good. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
You were talking about geopolitics, right? You go Venezuela and live. Then the Honorable Kamala Sasa build back the country and take black people for the poverty line, 26% under the poverty line under the last 9 years under Rowley and Chorchung and them.
Yeah.
So I was look for cost Mr. Riemann all them.
Yeah, now don't cause she. Don't cause she. All right, folks, listen to this, eh? We had to get back to this. We have to be serious about this thing here. Listen to this, listen. And if you go to WZYE 95.9 FM, you will find the survey there, and you will find if there are certain questions that are very difficult. We have researched some of the questions for you, so you could easily cut and paste those questions in the survey. COP, welcome. COP. All right, he hung up. I'll play this here. Take a listen, eh?
Help us rally support for Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, People's Choice 2025. We're rallying support for Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, a trailblazer and a true servant of the people, in the Caribbean Global Awards People's Choice 2025. Kamla has been a voice for the marginalized and a champion of inclusion. Let's show our appreciation by helping her secure the People's Choice win. Here's how you can help. See link attached below to vote. Share on your social platforms and encourage friends and family to vote before June 1st. Your voice makes a difference.
So folks,
help us rally support.
Just go to WZYE 95.9 FM. Go to WZYE TV on YouTube. You'll get this video. It will have the link right there. It will have the answers, research answers to certain of the questions. We're making it very easy for you, okay? So go to WZYE TV and YouTube, look for this video, right? And in the video, you look at the bottom, you will see the link. You'll also see answers, research answers to certain questions you have to answer. COP, welcome.
And if a family member have 7 of them in the home, the 7 of them should have it on the phone.
Yes.
7 of them should share it to 3, 4, to 5 friends.
Share it. And I am going to put the link in the chat again as well. All right? Go ahead, COP.
Professor Wall Street, good night to you and to Uncle Tommy. It's really disgusting to see what Miss Arima takes up over there.
Yeah.
Nothing for the African people.
Yeah.
And it's that.
Yeah.
She fooled them.
Yeah, we're not gonna let that go
I
by.
think Miss Arima should be banned from this program. She don't come with nothing interesting. She don't come with nothing positive. She just come with negative behavior on this program. When she can't say something and TC and every program, she follow to them. When she can't say something on the ground report, she follow to them. Every program that Miss Arima go on is just biasness and hypocrisy. Miss Arima, rest winner, and stop bringing them race thing. When the ground report don't want to talk about Venezuela, you're cussing them. When other program don't want to support the nonsense you're talking and what you're contributing, you say, Mr. Arima, rest with please now. Rest with please now. Go and Sangit. Sangit 103 and them station and them could I tolerate them nonsense and them way talking about it. We don't want no race in this program over here. The only race we want is to see that 5 miles that Professor Wall Street run this evening. You look like you can't even run a mile. That's the only race we want. Fitness. One try to run and just stop texting up them foolishness over there. Who you expect to support that? What you are saying over there? Pastor Google support that? Professor Wall Street, I turn on YouTube today. I see Google. What pastor? What? Not damn pastor. You know, pastor. I see Google and YouTube, and you know with phone and thing that they don't have the equipment and then 10 years and they still catching the aunt, uncle, and then under the PNM. I mean, that's why the whole family gone. Anyway, that's not my business. But you know, the phone and they have the camera close up to the face. Google, go back and look at the camera, and you go see how much snot and coal in your nose, and you're not even looking at that. Be much more professional. Go back in the camera and look at it, and you go see how much coal and junk and snot in your nose, and nobody not even calling you and telling you, well, look, hey, clean your face, fix your nose. That's a fact of that line at them. And you only come in to talk race and race and race. You can see you don't like the UNC when I told her, Professor Wall Street. You can see it in the face. Yeah. He do, and why he wouldn't call Kamala the Honorable Prime Minister? He said, Mrs. Bisesa. It's the Prime Minister for you, boy. The Honorable Prime Minister for you. Not Kamala Prasad Bisesa. And Mr. Arima, relax yourself. Give me a rest. Give me a rest. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think Mr. Arima has some work to do.
Let me hear this voicemail.
Good.
Good evening again.
Oh boy.
To all in the village here tonight, which I imagine the vast majority are Trinbagonians. Some old and some young. The ones who are not young and been around for a while will be very familiar with what is the norm. And if I'm not mistaken, I think not less than two cultural disciples, some people call them Calypsonians, sang about the norm as, not in the exact words, but double standard. Double standard. You're for this today, but tomorrow you're for that. Yeah. So one of the things is that around this time, there are those who, they are always winners, and no matter which party win or which party lose, there are always winners, always. Because they have those who belong to the PIP, the party in power. So when the election done, man, if you hear them, boy, I never did like them, you know. That's why I didn't vote for them. That's why I didn't vote for them. Let me care about people. But what they're really doing is a resume they submitting, you know. This man come out blatantly and ask for a work. Now, I quoting our Prime Minister, I didn't hear it. And I must never be accused successfully of telling a lie. I quoted the Prime Minister, which I find was kind of low, was kind of under the belt, to come out publicly and say that the man talked to you privately, the man told you, you come out and you, oh gosh, I think politicians shouldn't be moving like that. Because that's a normal thing, people do that, but you don't publicize it like that to embarrass the people. Right? So whenever the election is done, you'll always find there are those who would say, hey, can I come across? Can I look at my family or look at my bills? And in some cases, the party in power will oblige and, you know, see where they could fit them in and give them a little something and things like that. Nothing wrong with that. That's normal. Right? The next point I want to make is that, listen, we know that America grew up on gunfighting. Because without the gun, I don't think they would have been able to take away the land from the Indians and them. I don't think so. There are people who know more than me, so they could correct me if I'm wrong. All right? I'm prepared to take correction at 63. Yeah, I ain't stiff-headed like, well, you fill the blank. I ain't calling no name. Right? So, they having their gun laws and things that might work for them. But what I'm hearing is that our Prime Minister emulated the present leader of America, which is Mr. Donald Trump. She like how he operates and she endorsed him and so on and so forth and so fifth and so sixth. That's okay too. But listen, that stand your ground law, I know a host who stood against it. He said, nah, he preferred this one. Right? And he explained this one which the one he endorsed. And then and then the normal thing took place. Cross and the switch blade. Just switch. Because the whole idea is you must not come across as opposing. Even if in your heart, down in your big toe, in your kidneys or your liver, you feel this is not the best thing. But you wouldn't come out and think that, you know why? Because it will look like you're going against, and this could be held against you. And but given everybody who want a gun in Trinidad and Tobago, you don't have to be rocket science to figure that out. That will not help us based on our culture and how things are. Because them fellas and them, they coming for the money now, they're coming for the gun. Mark my words. I'll jump back in later.
Tommy, let me just clarify something for that. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Eh? You see, that fellow don't read, you know. You know, he don't read, you know. Right? If he goes and he does research on the stand your ground laws and what the Trinidad government is going to do, you hear they talk about castle inside of there, and he should be thanking us for learning, coming in here and getting our education. Now when he sit on them other PNM programs and he does get dunce-mication. Yeah? Right? He learned that here. Here is where you learn that what the government has decided, and I fully agree with them. Anybody invade your castle, light them up. That is the castle doctrine. They can call it stand your ground laws, whatever they want, but that is part of the castle doctrine, and that is what I was saying. So I support that. I must support that. And you know what's sad, Tommy? I ain't gonna go there. Because you see, you, Gordon Dryden Joseph, there's a possibility you could end up in that situation, and you might have to use a legal firearm to defend your family. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Eh? You think if you have a bull pesa, you could defend your family with a bull pesa?
Not when your opponent have a gun.
Eh?
Or a knife.
Yeah. If you have a knife, for use a cutlass. If you have a cutlass, you could defend your family with a cutlass. All you too wicked and evil, boy. All you have to stay with the PNM, and all you go stay with them in opposition for the next 20 years. Because all you wicked, evil, heinous, all of them all you're too wicked, all you're immoral, all you're vile, all you're malicious, nefarious, diabolical, heinous, devious, unscrupulous, iniquitous, dastardly, conniving, and finally vindictive. That's why all you have to stay with the PNM. Folks, let me take that break. We're going for the break. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsh, and you. We'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Political cemetery. It's not for people like you and me. It is for all them politicians. And I dig in their grave, no fuck with me hand. I find some of them, they living too long. And every 5 years, it's the same old song. Some of them dead, just shame to lie down. So I prepare for them a burial ground. Rowley, my first grave for he. With joy in my heart, put him down with me. All of them useless politicians, only making up numbers in my island. Al-Rari, I refuse body. I leave them Muslim, them to deal with he. Big smile on my face and with me hand. It's time to move trash from out of this land. But I taking my time with he. I personally will prepare his body. Make sure he have a sardonic grin on his face. That's all he does do. That man is a waste. Bury in the back of my cemetery. Turn he upside down. He face I can see. Look for the strongest grave digger to cover he. Not with the hand, put good fork on him. Gypsy, political grasshopper. I may feel a little pity cause he's my brother. But like Tarzan, he's swinging from vine to vine. It's time I help you to make up your mind. Fitzgerald, Rasta City. I know they go glad to get the body. Ressi on beat, I'm done for all to see. Drink 2 beers and watch go get happy.
And of course, we are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. I have 2 new audio messages.
Caller, welcome. Where are you joining us from, caller?
Good night to you and your listening audience. I'm calling from Miami.
From Miami?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been listening because I live here.
Caller, you have on your computer in your background because I'm getting a little feedback.
No, I don't have anything on.
Everything off?
I have my headphones on.
Okay, yeah, that's why we're getting a little feedback because of the headphones. But go ahead, we try to listen. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm very interested in all this that's happening in Trinidad. There's a lot of my folks, from there. I'm originally from Arima. I just want to make 2 quick points.
Okay.
The first one is that guy who said about the senior ground law. That Prime Minister never mentioned anything about Donald Trump. I don't know what he was looking at or what he was listening to. What you said, our close neighbor, which is that Florida's law. Stay in your ground quite a few years ago, where a guy went up to a woman's house and she shot him through her front door. So that's the first thing. And the other thing is about this person
Caller,
from a
caller,
rumor.
caller, could you talk to us through the phone rather than through your headphone because you're coming in kind of muzzled?
You hear me?
Yeah, talk to us through the phone rather than through the headpiece.
You hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you now. Yeah, right, that's better. All right, so he hung up. You'll call back.
I have 2 voice notes.
Go ahead, Tommy, play his voice notes.
Let's go with this one first.
Gordon Dryden Maloney Baloney sandwich. You took your pack of baloney. So the man was bashing Kamla all the time on the hustings, right? And now he put the tail between his leg and he come and apologize and want to beg for a walk. So why she can't take a little pot shot at him? Eh? You only feel people must sit down there and take all the abuse and not say something at all? Well, all of them getting it back, including your ex-Prime Minister, Stewie, the one-hit wonder, the one-day wonder, right? He worked for one day and he have a record that he has to live with for the rest of his life. A shame. When you go by the airport, you go see Prime Minister for 2025 alone, and that was it. Everybody go see that picture and laugh at him. He is Trinidad comic relief when they come in the airport. Stuart Young. Roxoya, Gordon Dryden, Baloney.
You got next one?
Yeah, it's Gordon. The next one is Gordon.
Yeah. Let me play some others here.
Yeah, I'll play Gordon later.
Yeah, okay. Let me take this call. Miami, welcome. All right, Miami going again. Hold on. Folks, let me play some voice notes, okay? Hold on. Holy calls, folks. Let me play some voice notes. Holy calls.
Good night, Mr. Washington. Uncle Tommy again. Mr. Washington, when the media did ask the question about it. Good night, Mr. Washington. Uncle Tommy again. Mr. Washington, when the media did ask the question about the means test and they go save a little money, Kamala's response was, it will not empty the bank, right? This UNC government is one step ahead of the media questioning.
Correct.
When they also asked you about the pipeline to Suriname. And Kamala's response was, the Minister of Energy already talked to NGC about that, right?
Yep.
So this government is on a roll, and the media and them looking for something negative to write about this government, but then again, true.
And I'll give you guys a quick summary of what I have here, based on what I hold on. Yeah, KFC.
Yeah, Mr. Washington, short and sweet.
Yeah, man.
I know yeah, evil man talk there. He
Yeah.
talk about standing ground with the guns, people with guns and things in there. And the whole thing. You see that black book you read with that call with that candidate, you coming for that. But Mr. Washington, I don't think the pastor there, the big belly pastor there. You know you ever hear any program interviewing there? G-string.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I hope you make it for them come on. But Mr. Washington line, you never come over to us, she know this sinfulness of the case. Or you can call the lady that's ready for work. That's passing out of the place. Then guy can call she too.
Yeah.
G-string.
You must be called she already.
They play that Mickey Mouse thing,
You must be called she already.
Mr. Washington, better you don't call she earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, bless.
Yeah, man. Let me take a voice note here.
Good night, Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, and to everybody out there. I wonder why is Gordon so against the stand your ground? If Gordon was subjected to somebody invading his home and his family privacy, he would never be thinking so. You remember some time ago, Julia Davies were instructing people how to run up to the fence, jump over the wall, kick down the door and deal with them. I say, let them come. If you have a matic, empty it on them.
Correct.
Is that what Gordon is afraid of?
Yep.
We saw recently, didn't happen, I think it was in Florida, where these three teenagers, hoodies, one was armed, but they said they found two guns in the yard after, going up the gentleman's steps. The man opened fire on them, killing the three of them. The family vexed. Oh, he didn't have to kill them. What were they doing there? What were they doing there? Were they living there to go there? And I come back again to ask, why is Gordon so afraid of that? Why is he? You invaded people's privacy, and we must sit down and take it and fight. You have a gun, and we must fight you off with a cutlass?
Yeah.
No, no. And according to Mrs. Prasad Bissessar, who don't want to do apply for it?
Correct.
Don't deny anybody else wanting to apply for it. Oh gosh, Gordon, stop being a mocking pretender now. Stop it now. You're not wearing it well. You're not. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you. You know, Tommy, you know what's sad? Maybe Gordon Dryden Joseph, if somebody invade his house, he could use the referee whistle and blow. That's what he could do. He could use the referee whistle. Eh? Somebody invade the house and he go take out the whistle. That's what Gordon Dryden Joseph go do. Gordon, all you're not serious and all you ain't serious. All you don't want what's best for the country, no. All you only want PNM. All you don't want what's best for the country, all you only want PNM. But PNM sitting on the bench for the next 20 years.
Correct.
Right? And you go be the referee. Mr. Florida, welcome.
Yeah, when the bandit come, you go get them a red card or a yellow card.
Yeah, Mr. Florida. When they come in your house, Gordon Dryden Joseph, get them a red card. Say you're probably red card. Red card. You out of here. You out of here. Yeah, that's what you go do. Or get them a yellow for warning. You go warn them. And they go say, all right, Mr. Joseph, you go come back. You give me a warning, you go come back. Gordon, all you have to get serious, man.
Yeah, you see, they said they're going to follow Florida, you know, with a man who is his castle, right?
That's the castle doctrine.
Yeah. So you think that this government in Trinidad and Tobago not going to put provisions when you go to apply for a firearm? And if you take your firearm out from your house and walk with it, you think it won't have provisions for that? And let me give him a little stats of in Florida, right? Florida have 22.9 million people, right? And you know how much people die of gunshot? And this is mostly illegal firearms. 3,040 people for 2024. And you know how much was wounded in 2024? 6,300 people. So you're talking about 10,000 people affected by gun from 22.9 million people. You know what's the ratio on that? Compared to Trinidad and Tobago, 1.4 million. And out of that 1.4 million, children was involved in that shooting and death. And you telling me you don't want to have this stand your ground? Gordon, be a big man and stop objecting to everything now.
But Mr. Florida, before you go, you know what? If Gordon Dryden Joseph go and apply for FUL, I'm revoking it. I ain't getting him none. I ain't getting him. You know what I mean? I tell him, go, stay in your house and defend your castle with your whistle, with your red and your yellow card. Yeah. Defend your caster with that. Yeah, man. Bless. Use a referee. Defend your caster with that. Gordon Dryden Joseph. Or they don't like nothing good. Or they don't. The PNM didn't have the testicular fortitude to bring anything with respect to trying to reduce the crime in Trinidad. Nothing. You know what Fitzgerald bring? Vetting. A vetting unit in the police was already there. He bringing a vetting unit in the police, which was already there. I tell you, they had they have not one, they didn't even have a quarter of an innovative bone in their body. None, zero, no duck. Them could play for the West Indies, plenty West Indies, batsmen these days making plenty duck. Ireland beat them. Imagine that. What Ireland know for? Or Ireland know for the bagpipe. The bagpipe, right, Tommy?
Yep.
Right. That's what Ireland, the bagpipe. Fellas blowing a bagpipe, beating the West Indies these days. Imagine that, Tommy. men blowing a bagpipe, beating up the West Indies in cricket. Just imagine that.
You want to hear what this guy had to say again?
Yeah, go ahead. Let me hear what you had to say.
I, like many others, hoping never to be in that position. And I hope that nobody find themselves in that position. But guess what? I don't want any gun. You want me to say it slower than that? I don't want any gun. Give me the G, yes. G-O-D. I go in with that. Whatever happen, happen. But I don't want any gun. I remember after working that place 15 and a half years, the place shut down, they retrenched. First place I went was amalgamated. I hear they needed drivers. I love to drive. They tell me I had to be precepted. I said, what? They say, yeah, you had to go and get gun license. Now they say, I did anything, I go check back. Check back. Forget that. Forget that. I don't want any gun. And I am sure I am speaking for plenty people. Let God do what he wants to do and let the police do what they're supposed to do. Okay? KO. Miss Lady, I am not afraid of anything. Probably if I'm afraid of anything, it's fear itself. What the thing that will make me afraid will kill a whole village. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm just a positive thinker and a realist. That is all. And listen, Miss Lady, you gotta be careful, eh? Don't be like the others now. Right? I was faced already with gun. Okay? I had to face that gun already. So I am not talking like if I don't know what it's like. Okay? KO, it will not work. Not the state of mind that these young fellas are in. That they were told, hey, the government don't like you, don't study, because if you ain't study, when you study, you have no work to get anything. And that's what they've been told for years. Thank God there are those who ignore it, like my 3 children, right? And not only they alone, it are plenty who ignore that kind of dotishness. And today, they have papers. Not only they have papers, they are employed and are employable. Come again.
Tommy, that fella, I given that fella a PhD in doxology. I'm warning the first PhD to Gordon Dryden Joseph, a PhD in doxology. You understand? With runaway crime in the country, and you can't defend your castle, he go defend his castle with a referee whistle, a red card, and a yellow card. That's how you go defend his castle. Yeah? That's how you go and that is what you want other people to defend the castle. No. If you can get a legal FUL, go and get it. And when they come in your house, light them up. Light them up. Right? Make examples of them. Empty the clip on them. And you know what? They go learn. Let 5 of them get empty the clip on them. 5 of them. 5 of them for examples. Yeah? But don't go by Gordon Dry, because you go have a referee. You go have a whistle, a referee whistle. Yeah, Brooklyn.
Well, shit, according to correctly, what you saying?
Yeah.
About Gordon Joseph have yellow card. David says, you know, tell them referee them who just never any yellow card like it's not even in the pocket.
True.
Gordon is one of them. He don't want to touch nothing yellow. If Gordon touch a yellow card, he go fall down.
Oh God.
You understand? You remember yellow is the code, you know?
Oh
so
God.
he would not touch the code. So leave him with the red card, please. So let him use the red card like Jet Li and swipe man throat and thing with the red card when they run in the house. Because that guy, I tell you, that guy listen to Rowley Jr. and Batari and them. That's how he get politically educated, you know. He have no sense, you know. He just go right now and listen to everything Jenny and them say and come on your show after to talk about it like he knows something, you know. You understand? I feel Jenny is his sister, his wife or something. How you going?
Yeah, man. So, folks, I want you all to listen to this, Listen to this. Listen to this song. I know. I want you all to listen to this song. This is a good one. Listen to this song.
How can we trust a man who degrade a woman? When this woman you know who does conceive all God's children. Just because he holding a doctorate, he believe all that we illiterate. How can we go down the road with him? He have a doctorate in Dashin and Yam, and just give the man your below him. How can we go down the road with him? But don't let him treat us like that. It's God put us on this earth, not some bald-headed afterbird. How long? How long? How much further down you want the country to go? But as soon as you see them take up the reins of power, they seem to forget they are there to serve. And if we allow them to act like we don't matter, a fool get the leadership they deserve. Anytime a Chinese pop up and run, you could bet your life all the money done. But we survive so much stress and pain, from revolution to hurricane, that I'm sure we go rise again.
There you have it, folks. There you have it.
Yep. That's Watchman.
Not going on. Huh?
Watchman?
Yeah, right, Watchman. We're not going down the road with them. We ain't going down the road with them. Yeah, let me play that one again for you. All you know, let us get real. I tell all we just originate, we don't imitate, you know. Listen to this. Listen to it. Listen.
How can we trust a man who degrade a woman? When this woman you know who does conceive all God's children. Just because he holding a doctorate, he believe all that we illiterate. How can we go down the road with him? He have a doctorate in Dashin and Yam, and just give the man your below him. How can we go down the road with him? But don't let him treat us like that. It's God put us on this earth, not some bald-headed afterbird. How long? How long? How much further down you want the country to go? But as soon as you see them take up the reins of power, they seem to forget they are there to serve. And if we allow them to act like we don't matter, a fool get the leadership they deserve. Anytime a Chinese pack up and run, you could bet your life all the money done. But we survive so much stress and pain, from revolution to hurricane, that I'm sure we go rise again.
How long? Oh, yeah, boy. Yep. But folks, before we go, I want to bring something to your attention. they always talking about corruption. All you heard of Sport TT? Some you know Sport TT?
Sport TT.
Yeah. Sport TT. Eh? I'm gonna play the whole thing for you all. But I just want you guys to listen to some pieces of this with respect to Sport TT in Trinidad and Tobago. People does only talk, you know. They like to talk. Who sing that song, Tommy? Three Canal.
Yep.
It's only talk. Yeah? We like to bring the facts.
Mocking pretenders.
That is right. Correct is right. They only like to talk. But we don't talk. We bring the facts. Folks, listen to this. This is Sports TT, eh? Under the PNM, the People's National Movement. Yeah? And they're like, no corruption. No corruption. Ain't no corruption. Yeah? No corruption under the PNM. I'm not going to play the whole thing for you, but I want you guys to take a listen to this. Listen, there we go.
A recent internal investigation into the funding provided to the TNT Cricket Board, TTCB, by the sports company of T&T Limited, Sport TT, discovered that the funding was 109% over initial budgets. The board received $14.8 million more than its original allocations between 2019 and 2023. The TTCB was at first allocated $13.4 million, but eventually received $28.2 million in.
You see, it was allocated $13 million. And you all heard how much it was. Let me go back on that. I want you all to listen, you know. Listen carefully, you know. Right? This is not Wall Street and Uncle Tommy making this up, you know. Listen.
Dollars more than its original allocations between 2019 and 2023. The TTCB was at first allocated $13.4 million, but eventually received $28.2 million in taxpayers' money. $4.8 million.
Well, here it was allocated 13.4, but received 28.2. Where that money gone? Where inquiring minds want to know where the money gone? Sport TT, yeah? Okay.
Dollars was allocated to the TTCB in 2022, but the TTCB got $11.5 million, $6.7 million more. In 2023, the budget was $2.33 million. The Cricket Board collected $11.7 million.
2.33, it collected 11. Where the difference gone? Where?
Somebody pocket.
Where it gone? And yet in under the PNM, all they tell me any corruption. This is not corruption. The money just disappear. Not corruption, it just disappear. Let's continue. We're not gonna play the whole thing for you, but if you go to WZYE TV on YouTube, you'll get the whole thing. It's about 15 minutes long.
Million, $9.3 million more. Guardian Media Sport compared the actual expenditures listed in the audit investigation to the figures reported by Sport TT in its submitted financial audits for 2021 and 2022. The numbers did not match. It's important to note, however, that audited financial statements are based on fiscal years, which run from October 1st to September 30th of the following year. The 2022 Sport TT audit stated that $9.3 million was given in funding to cricket in fiscal 2022. The TTCB alone received $11.7 million in calendar 2022. As confirmed by TTCB sources, Sport TT on occasion also funds zonal cricket associations directly, as some associations don't receive money from the board. The 2021 Sport TT audit said $1.78 million was given to cricket in fiscal 2020. The TTCB alone received $4.49 million in calendar 2020. Sport TT's 2025 investigation came 7 years after PricewaterhouseCoopers delivered a forensic investigative report. The audit committee's investigation found that there were differences in the amount of money listed by the TTCB on invoices compared to the amounts of money it listed for the same event on supporting documents like checks and vouchers. Due to the untimely reconciliation process, SDU Sports Development Unit is not able to assess whether the NGB has a refund remit to Sport TT. Reconciliations are not reconciled where the funds dispersed to TTCB versus the actual spend, nor are information such as attendance to events versus request, meals and airfare versus request, and actual invoices versus request reconciled, the report stated. Specific occurrences were flagged in 2020, 2021, and 2023. Guardian Media examines a few. 2020, the TTCB received $298,500 to support the development of women's cricket. The investigation found that there was no evidence of payments made to the clubs by TTCB.
Hear that? No evidence. Where the money gone? Tommy, Tommy, now you could see, now you could understand under the PNM, while when we go to certain games, we can't win no medal. We barely could make World Championship, Olympics, Pan American Games, Central American Games, because the money going to the wrong people. The money not going where it's supposed to be in the sporting industry.
Mm.
And I could talk, I could talk about sports.
Yep.
Yeah. Or they see the article about Otto Bolden in the papers today. Or they see it. Go and read it, But we have solutions for that, We have solutions for that. Because the PNM didn't want them solutions, right? Because what they were doing is diverting the money to non-sport program, right? And the person don't even know how to kick a ball, pick up a whistle to go and referee a match. Let me say hello to Gordon Dryden Joseph. Or even turn on a light. And they gain money. Let's continue.
Sport TT gave the TTCB $153,000 for operational costs. More than $131,400 was unaccounted for.
And they adding up, All you hear that? They give them something, $131,000 unaccounted for. Where the money gone? Where the money gone, PNM? And PNM want to talk about corruption? Them want to talk about corruption? But there's more. Let's continue. There's more. Let's continue.
It was reported that only supports documents for $21,585 were seen in 2021. The board got $201,000 for preparations for the region's one-day cricket competition, the CG Insurance Super 50 Cup. The report found that there was no evidence of verification and approval of invoices by the TTCB and no evidence of payment information seen.
Where the money gone? Where the money gone? What, we for 10 years. Oh, Tommy, I remember something. You remember the Corruption Perception Index in 2016? Trinidad was ranked the highest ever in its history under the PNM government.
Right.
When the UNC left, we were ranked like about 82. Right? And the higher you are, the worse it is. I now understand why. I now understand. Let's continue. A few more minutes, folks. Just a few more minutes.
Check, payment vouchers, receipts from customers, ACH. Despite collecting $81,000 for the airfare and accommodation of a trainer and masseuse, there was no payment or invoice seen.
What if your smile could go from looking like...
All right, folks, that is, let me just quickly get rid of that. Here we go. Okay.
23. Due to the absence of supporting documents, no reconciliations, the process of verifying that two sets of records agree, were able to determine how $776,000 was spent. Regional 4-day tournament preparations, $321,450. An under-13 trip to Guyana, $51,822. A September Cricket Academy, $184,800. National under-15, under-17, and under-19 teams. Team preparation, $218,625. The only invoices submitted by TTCB were for reimbursement. One invoice was $50,000 for fruits from a vendor. No other details were provided in the invoice, not even the type of fruit purchased. Guardian Media Sports obtained a copy of the investigation's findings. In a signed letter dated March 13, 2025, the head of Sport TT's Internal Audit Committee wrote to Sport TT Chief Executive Officer, CEO, Jason Williams, explaining what was unearthed. According to the letter, in December 2023, Sport TT's Board of Directors requested an audit of the expenditure approved by Sport TT for the TTCB. The review was approved in January 2024 by the Internal Audit Subcommittee. As part of the investigation, the Internal Audit Committee obtained all payment packages and reviewed all of NGB's funding from Sport TT to TTCB for the period 2019 to 2023. It also reviewed all relevant supporting documentation to support reconciliation for funding provided. The objectives were to assess whether supporting documents provided to Sport TT by TTCB as supporting documents evidence for funding provided, to determine whether the reconciliation process for funding provided to TTCB was adhered to, aligned with Sport TT NGB funding policy, and to identify any weaknesses or gaps in the process for funding, provide Sport TT to TTCB. Sport TT, there was no over budgeting. In a written response, the Communications Department of Sport TT denied that there was over budgeting of funds for the TTCB. According to the government agency, the TTCB remains eligible for funding subject to an approval process and the availability of funds. Asked to comment specifically on the findings of the Audit Committee's investigative report, Sport TT said it strives to maintain good corporate governance principles and best practices. It said following the concerns raised in the investigative report, Sport TT conducts regular audits to identify any gaps in its processes and controls, with recommendations implemented accordingly and monitored by the Internal Audit Department. It sought to explain the process for obtaining funding. A request for funding must be submitted at least 3 months.
So, folks, there you have it. There you have it. You can get the rest. Go to WZYE TV on YouTube, and you'll get all the other additional information. Another scandal, another corruption scandal under the former PNM government. Yeah? A scandal after scandal. Yeah? Scandal after scandal after scandal. And those are just the icing on the cake, you know. Yeah? Just the icing on the cake. Yeah? Oh, let me quickly give you guys a summary of what, looking at the press conference, what some of the summaries. Listen to this, There were 1,000, this is the Ministry of Social Development, 1,436 applications that are unresolved. 1,436 applications unresolved. 2, this is not 10, They're not 10 like the editorials, 2, it had people waiting 2 years. 2 years to learn of their fate regarding their pension. Tommy, imagine that?
Wow.
2 years they're waiting to get the fate of their pension. 2 years. And here the other one. Here the other one. The evil, wicked, deceitful, disingenuous PNM. You know what they used to do whenever they have press conference on TTT? They used to turn off the comments. And Mrs. Kamla Prasad-Bissessar, they had the comments on. They don't know what they're turning off comments for. This is the public owns TTT. This is not the PNM owned that or the UNC. Whenever there was a press conference by the PNM, they turn off the comments. Now the comments are back on. Right? That was 3. 4, they talk about a means test. Right? You have a means test for this and means test for that. The Prime Minister said, nah, we want that. It's too subjective. We're getting rid of that. Give everybody. Whether you can afford it or you can't afford it, give everybody a laptop. That is it. Yeah? So, a reporter, you know, I just wonder, Tommy has asked himself these questions. I just ask myself these questions, Them reporters, them who they? Them just do any research before they go and ask questions?
Obviously not.
Somebody asks a question with fuel being given out, make Trinidad and Tobago the wild, wild west. I mean, what kind of dumbology is that? You know, I mean, I would expect a fellow like Gordon Dryden Joseph to ask that type of question. You understand? Because you'll be very consistent in his behavior. Anything to do with dumbology, you can expect that type of thing from him. But then people supposed to be educated people. Well, FUL being given out, make it a wild, wild west. No, it wouldn't be a wild, wild west. It'll be a cool west. Because whenever they come in your house and they invade your castle, you lighten them up. Eh? Even if you hear them knock on the door. And you know what? We will have a reduction in crime in Trinidad and Tobago and home invasion. And the last thing she talked about is that Watson Duke asked for a job. Oh God. Hey, let me call Watson Duke and see me go answer his phone, eh? Let me call Watson Duke and say. I wonder if Watson Duke go answer his phone. Let me see if I have any voice note before I go there. Nah. Watson Duke. Okay. I don't know why this thing does do that, you know. So folks are trying to get what? Let me see. Let me do this. I'm gonna close out from this. So I'm trying to get this number here, folks. Let me play this voice note. I see a voice note just came in.
Good night, Mr. Wall Street again, Uncle Tommy. Here is now with Gordon. The Honorable Kamala, the predecessor, she never say you have to take a gun, you know. She never say you have to line up and go and get a gun, you know. If you have a legal gun, defend yourself and your family. She never tell you have to take a gun. So God, you really little boy. You little bad boy.
Yeah, boy. Boy. His elevator doesn't go all the way up to the first floor. Oh God. The elevator doesn't go all the way up to the first floor. So folks, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute here. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So folks, we're trying to reach Mr. Watson Duke. Hey, man say no answer, boy. He don't answer any phone, boy. Like plenty people calling him, boy. No answer, boy. Well, it's WZYE, Mr. Duke. Hey, no answer, boy. I'm gonna call him by the next number, boy. Hold on, eh? BP delivers first gas from Trinidad and Tobago. 7 wells at Mento project. You see? Money will start to roll in, man.
Yep.
Money starting to roll in. BP has achieved first production at its Mento gas project offshore Trinidad and Tobago, the UK super major said on Thursday. First gas was delivered following connection of the initial discovery well, and drilling of the remaining 7 wells in a platform will now begin. BP's operation in Trinidad said. For BPTT, this represents our second startup this year, and it is tangible proof of the benefits of partnering with others to bring much needed gas into production, BPTT President David Campbell said. Thank you, Caribbean Soul. Caribbean Soul on the money, boy. You on the money? You on the money, boy.
I saw on my television.
Yeah, KFC.
Good night. And there come the call just now. You ever drop to a family? The Rebecca was a black man.
Say that again?
I want to work with. And at that time, the score just now. The Rebecca was a black man work. You ever work for me?
Is she ever work for you?
Talk. No, you ever work for me? The Rebecca was a black man work. Ask you for work or custom for the last 9 years.
Oh, you want work?
And I beg you for work. Yeah, I want work.
All right.
When I work for me now, please, I beg again.
Yeah, I could send something for you. Hold stream. Oh, yes, sir. We go fix up.
Some villagers beating some men because they say they put on a robbery or attempted to put on a robbery. Licks, kick, cuff. Oh, boy. My heart God for those two guys. Well, I'm disappointed with what, if it is as it is reported, what they attempted to do. All right? Go and work. If a man in work, he should not eat. And I hope it has certain caller. I hope you're hearing that. Yeah. All right? But I wonder if that would mean that nobody now going and rob or going and attempt to rob. Because look at the kind of licking those two fellas get. I wonder if that is what it will be. You might be able to answer. I will answer. No. People will still do it. So putting gun in people's hand because according to your standard they qualify, that will not stop the stupidness. The mentality is what we have to deal with. Okay? KO.
So, folks, the Prime Minister met with the THA, and there's a new dispensation regarding the THA and the current government. Okay? So, Tobago is going to get what Tobago needs and Tobago wants, and it's going to be a cordial affair. Take a listen to this. And that's the way it should be.
Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bisesar and THA Chief Secretary Farley Chavez Augustin hold constructive talks on Tobago's development. In the national interest of preserving and enhancing the development of our twin islands, Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bisesar SC and Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, Farley Chavez Augustin, engaged in a productive 5-hour-long meeting on Tuesday, the 27th of May, 2025. Given their shared commitment to strengthening the legislative and operational relationship between the central government and the Tobago House of Assembly, the leaders were joined by the leader of government business in the House of Representatives, Barry Padarath, and leader of assembly business in the Tobago House of Assembly, Assemblyman Zorisha Hackett. During the meeting, the Chief Secretary apprised the Prime Minister of a range of long-standing issues affecting the people of Tobago, many of which have arisen from years of neglect under the former PNM administration. Some of these concerns, described as low-hanging fruits, present opportunities for immediate and collaborative intervention. The Chief Secretary welcomed the Prime Minister's commitment and signaled Tobago's readiness to work hand-in-hand with the central government to advance the country's development. Discussions focused on several key areas, including Tobago's autonomy and right to self-determination, expanding the Tobago House of Assembly's legislative and regulatory authority, operational and infrastructural matters relating to national security, land titles, town and country planning, and tourism. The construction of the Scarborough Secondary School, the air and sea bridges and export license for the Studley Park Quarry, the need for continuous consultation with the people of Tobago, special focus on the public service, other matters related to the 5th, 6th, and 7th schedules of Act 40 of 1996. This meeting represents a significant shift in the relationship between the central government and the Tobago House of Assembly. It ushers in a new era of continuous dialogue, mutual respect, and purposeful cooperation. Both leaders reaffirmed their commitment to good governance and to delivering meaningful development for all the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Or do you remember when, Tommy, remember when almost every week was a demonization by the PNM of the Tobago House of Assembly?
Of course.
Things have changed now. Folks, if you don't have The link, you can send a note to 973-868-144 for the link to vote. Voting ends on the 31st. We are voting for Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bissessa for Global Leader of 2025. Just send a text to 973 on WhatsApp 868-144, and I will send you the link in order for you to vote. Okay? We have to do that. And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Forward it to all your friends and family. If not, you can also go to WZYE TV on YouTube. You will see a video there, right? It's 36 seconds long, right? Go in that video. You're going to find the link, and you're also going to find research answers to questions 12, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Yeah? Yeah? Correct. Caribbean Soul says, finally, Tobago will get their blasting license to export their minerals. Correct is right. Folks, don't forget, put your closing comments in the chat. Send your closing quotes. Put your closing quotes in the chat. And also send your closing voice notes to the WhatsApp. Dane Khan said, when is UNC the thief? When is PNM is a glitch? Yeah, PNM. Oh, good boy. Anderson Wilson, welcome.
Mr. Wall Street, Uncle Tommy.
How you doing?
All these sensible callers and listeners. Pleasant night.
Same to you.
Scrolling through this thing YouTube. I said, let's see what I get watch them on YouTube there. Me no pastor, but everybody know my pastor go. Me no Google have a program. Because me doesn't want to put no pastor to them fellas name. I want to tell anybody who close to Google, who listening to Google, because I believe he listening this why he has something going on there. That he has no shame. They have no etiquette. They have no self-esteem. They have no brought up see. And they will remain political beggars. Want to tell Guy Griffith too, who I noticed he had called. I just take them in for a minute or how much. Right? Guy Griffith, all I know shame is all who had bad talk camera and didn't sit up like soldiers for this 10 years. I have somebody tell me, they say, boy, the sadness in your belly, you know. They say you're strong, you know. Only leave only begging for people who suffer, for people who rally, for people who protest, for people who stand up, and who had remain UNC and remain committed to Trinidad and Tobago, nation building citizen, and who had known the PNM was not good for Trinidad and Tobago, right? Like the Tobagonians, and those who had voted for the UNC in Trinidad. Let's give these people a chance. And Gary Griffith, let's take a rest. All of who bad talk, I know she was weak, and I know she wasn't ready. But if you used to walk past Google, if you used to walk and build all that sweat and have people vehicles smelling so sweaty, why it's coming up from Marva Road? Imagine what you must be doing now. You must be crawling now. If PNM was in power, and you only hear Rowley as a king. And all of the broken, all of them end up in a house still owing. Just David Lee and you had seen that type of people, you know. Remember? When someone is sitting about fragile lines, next you like a letter for the house, someone is trying to talk for the house. Right? Someone will take a rest now. Take a rest. People don't want to hear all you. Pastor Google is still looking for 10 sweaty and dirty. Like the policeman who came in there, named Sergeant Morello. Sergeant Mobrello or something so from Besoshi. Fat, sweaty. I come to tell me that on my gospel. Yeah. Pastor Google, shame all it have. Yeah. The thing is, it's not all the time now. All three times I come and listening.
Yeah, man. Bless.
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff.
Yeah, you have any voice note here?
No.
Them fellas and I'm talking all they want, eh? Yeah, I was the one that tell them about the Castle Doctrine. Let me take this voice note. Troy Smith have a voice note, boy.
And Uncle Anselm, how are you going? Kizzy here. I just calling to sending this voice note to say that Troy's Earth Strong, he don't like me to say birthday. His Earth Strong is on Saturday. I know you're not having any show, but could you wish him happy birthday for me, please, tonight or something like that, please? Thanks.
Yeah. Troy, you know, wish you a special.
Happy Earth Strong.
Happy Earth Strong, man. Happy 35th birthday. And we wish you all the best going forward. Strength, love, energy, everything. The whole 10 yards. Yeah, the whole 10 yards.
You live as long as you want, but never want as long as you live.
Yeah, man. Yeah, KFC.
Yeah, the name is Star Wars Street, and this is Crunch, and I record of time.
Yeah, man.
I must happy Indian arrival to my East Indian brothers and sisters.
Correct.
Our organizers, them are Korean, Korean. Right, it now, from Korea. You know, some of them, they like the Korea, but they got it Korea for the next 5 years, 15 years, and beyond. What should I look to listening until the end of the program?
Yeah, man.
Until Sunday, we again.
Bless.
Love and respect. Bless.
All the time. Yeah. So, folks, send your closing voice notes. Put your closing quotes in the chat and your closing comments in the chat. Of course, you know, we are always here for you. It's WZYE 95.9 FM in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington, and you. And of course, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And this Sunday will be Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics. With yours truly, Professor Wall Street, Uncle Tommy, as well as you. Susan Lalchan says, happy birthday, Troy. Esther says, yes, Susan, happy Indian Arrival Day. God bless the day of arrival, the day of arrival of Trinidad and Tobago. Nah, I can't squeeze in the next video there. Let me see if I have a short video here. Yeah, let me see if I could squeeze in this video here. Folks, I'm going to squeeze in this video with Master Roger here. See if I could squeeze in this one here. Them ads and them in on YouTube. So folks, take a quick listen to this. We only have 3 more minutes before we get out of here. Well, a little bit more than 3 minutes.
Is over, the electorate's hope, and the PNM is history. And you will find out why I made that point at the start as I go along. Days before the general election, the PNM government, led by Stuart Young, would have sent a cabinet note to the president renewing the contracts of some 5 judges. That exercise was not completed. And that this government, new government, the UNC and the coalition of interest government coming into office, wanting to afford itself an opportunity to review that which was sent to the president, rescinded that cabinet note. And that was in the interest of transparency, certainly in the interest of the state, all of the stakeholders of the court, including and especially the trade union movement. And why? Because we made no secret, and they must have heard while they were in opposition, the cries of the trade union movement, the weaponizing of the court, and at the tip of that weapon is one person by the name of Larry Acho. And you would have heard, members of the media, on diverse occasions, the trade union movement united on this position for all the justifiable reasons that we wanted to see the back of Larry Acho. And I'm getting to some of this one.
You all see for yourself? On the way out, even on the way out.
Yep.
Shenanigans. On the way out, Tommy. Shenanigans. Folks, we're going to take that break. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. And as the professor said, as you come in, share that live, share the live.
And folks, don't forget, you have until May the 31st to vote for Kamla Persad-Bissessar. If you're having any difficulties, we have the link in the chat. You can copy it, or you can go to WZYE TV on YouTube, and you're going to see the video there, and the video will have the link on it, and it will have answers to certain questions that you may have difficulties answering. So you don't have to do a lot of hard work. We have made it very easy for you. And let me just show you guys which video it is. Okay, so when you go, you'll be easy able to access that video, right? Let me show you the video. What the video look like, so you don't have to look too hard. So the video is going to say, vote Kamla Persad-Bissessar. Help us rally support for Kamla Persad-Bissessar. Here we go. Right? So folks, the video is going to look like this. Vote for Kamla Persad-Bissessar for Caribbean Global Leader for 2025. At the bottom, you will have the link to go vote. And also you'll have the answers, research answers to question 12, 14, 15, 16, and 17 to make it easy for you. Okay? So just take a quick listen.
Help us rally support for Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, People's Choice 2025. We're rallying support for Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, a trailblazer and a true servant of the people, in the Caribbean Global Awards People's Choice 2025. Kamla has been a voice for the marginalized and a champion of inclusion. Let's show our appreciation by helping her secure the People's Choice win. Here's how you can help. See link attached below to vote. Share on your social platforms and encourage friends and family to vote before June 1st. Your voice makes a difference.
So there you have it, folks. Make sure and do that, okay? We have until the 31st. Even though they said June 1st because it's in the United Kingdom, but we have until June. We have until May 31st. We have until May 31st. Okay? All right? So go there and vote. Let me give my closing comment. Yeah, okay. This is my closing quote or my closing comment. Tell me my phone full, boy. I'll get a new phone.
Wow. Clean it up.
I'm gonna get iPhone 15. I only up to 11. You know, I think my daughter is 16. I think so. You know, this is my closing quote.
Lord, today I pray with intensity, with faith, and with urgency, because I know your plan for my life is greater than anything trying to stop me. Remove everything that keeps me from growing. Break every cycle of fear, lack, and spiritual stagnation. Take away everything that drains my peace and steals my strength. Undo, Lord, every form of every heavy look, every word spoken against me. I reject ties with anyone who doesn't build me up. Remove hidden intentions, misleading advice, and people who only stay close to drain what's good in me. Take out of my path anything that doesn't come from your throne. Let no trap succeed. Let no arrow strike me. Cover my home, my mind, and my plans with your protection. Release what's been held back. Unlock what's been stuck. And give me wisdom, not to return to places you've already delivered me from. Today, I declare, nothing and no one will steal what heaven has set apart for me, because those who walk with God thrive even when everything says they won't. In Jesus' name, amen. Lord.
From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Go ahead, Tommy.
My quote is on happiness, and it's from Martha Beck. The only way to find permanent joy is by embracing the fact that nothing is permanent. Like I always say, you, the man in the mirror, you have to become that change you want to see. However, if you look in that mirror and you don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Stay strong and safe. We'll see each other, God willing, on Sunday on Let's Talk Politics. Till then, good night.
Thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome.
Let me play some voice notes. Okay, hold on. I had an old voice note here. Let me play that before we go. Here we go.
Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, when the election campaign is going on, this wicked PNM make up a fake AI thing with Kamala meeting Farley and plotting to win the election up in Tobago. That's what they was doing, right? Well, like they foresee the future because she and Farley talking now to deal with the affairs of Tobago, and that's a step in the right direction. That's the kind of adversary politics that Rowley was demonstrating on the people at Tobago, like if they're the subjects, yeah, treating people like dogs and what belittling Farley and Duke when he went to open that Tobago airport. The two wicked. That airport himself have a chance to open it. You know, the Prime Minister said now it's still going on in the construction. They should have take back the platform, Dr. Rowley. Ain't no way you gonna open something I think running. Look, since February you open that. We going in June now. And that hospital along with the central block in Port Spain General Hospital is not operational at all. They should have take back the both plaques for them thing. Because as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't want to put his name on the building, right? And it's not operational. Have a good day, gentlemen. Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, if they give him work, what's in do that work, right? Which means Kizil Jackson coming too, because she joined to the hip with her man, you know, them is finger and ring, you know. They can't do without one another. Kizil Jackson and Watson Duke is two are the same and one is the same, you know. Oh, so she might be coming for her work just now too. Have a good night.
All right, let me play some. Okay, let me see here.
A closing voice note. Another program that has come to an end. And let me start by saying the elections are over. All right? So I don't know if we could put things on hold until the next one come around or coming around. All right? Let me see what we could build now. All right? Let me see what we could what we could come up with that could make people who are so hurt and disappointed, you understand, get something, because I have shared with you all that I am in a position not because of government per se. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Government, yes. But divine government. All right? God has promised to all who will give themselves to him, man, he will give you more than you can imagine. Not only physically, socially, financially, and spiritually. That's why I have no discomfort in saying I fix. Now, some people get tired and feel that I have $60 million. No, you don't need money to be fixed. I mean, you could be fixed and have money too, but you don't need money to be fixed. The kind of peace and joy, and to see what is happening with my children and what is happening with some of my friends, and even to see who I have shared some of my blessing with on the same chat, and they turn and cuss you. Eh? And they turn, and you ain't do that nothing, you know. Well, probably you did them something. You didn't support the party that they support. And that's a big thing for them. They turn and cuss you for that. But that's all right. I will still look to see how I could help people. I will still, you know why? Because once God bless me, everybody around me could get blessed too. Yeah? Let's pray and love God, yes? First, and then people. Have a good night. And a blessed arrival day to all who arrive in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't care what color your skin is or your hair texture. Blessed arrival day to all. I don't wish.
Hey, good night again, Mr. Hanson and Mr. Tommy. Good night to all the callers, all the texters, everybody on live. Blessings to everybody, family. Be safe. Happy Indian arrival day tomorrow, guys. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. Eat all the food. And remember, we'll see you again on Sunday. God blessings.
All right, let me go to the chat. Closing comments.
I want to say happy Indian arrival day to all my Indo Trinidadian brothers and sisters.
Yeah, as well. Happy arrival day, and may you guys celebrate and have a fantabulous, splendiferous time. Okay, closing quotes from in the chat. Indra says, if you fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Caribbean Soul says, a seed doesn't fear light nor darkness. It uses both to grow. All right. All right. Batman says, not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. Excellent. Excellent. Rajesh says, good night, Wall Street and Tommy. Mr. Intellectual, closing comment. The tone of voice and aggressive behaviors demonstrate the kind of childhood an individual had. Okay. Esther says, good night. May the good Lord bless our country, direct the steps of our current government. Susan Luchan says, happy Indian Arrival Day to all our brothers and sisters. May God continue to bless and keep you. Have a wonderful night. Bremo Hall says, good night, everyone. Sweet dreams. Ms. Santa Cruz says, I am not silent because you got away with it. I am silent because you no longer deserve access to my energy. Anon or Anon. Yeah, right. Troy Smith says, you know, I admire the Honorable Bisasa in today's news briefing. She's not forcing any parent who doesn't want the laptop for their child. Just inform the principal so they won't take any. It's that simple. If you don't want it, you have to take it. Ingrid Matthews has stated, guys, I don't mind the Prime Minister saying about everybody, but priorities must be given to the people who were suffering for 9.5 years. It cannot be business as usual. Okay, folks, we are out of here. We see you on Sunday 1 to 4 p.m., we're going to go out with Brother Marvin Jahaji Bai. We are out of here. We see you on Sunday. Bye-bye. Take care.
Father, he is the seed of my grandfather. Who is the seed of Mahuntaja? He came from Calcutta, a stick and a bag on his shoulder. He took banana capra. So I am part seed of India. India. The Indian worship and the slavery bind together to rest in unity. There was no more mother Africa, no more mother India, just mother Trini. My Bahuta planted sugar cane down in the Caroni plain. Ramlog and Bastel percussion. Jahaji Bai, brotherhood on the boat. Jahaji Bai, brotherhood on the boat. Jahaji Bai. Of color, I have to make that journey, for I to have sympathy. So it is a great privilege to have such unique heritage. 50% Africa, 50% India. India. I have done duty to holiday, emancipation and arrival day. Since Patel Rosak made that journey, 150 years gone already. Whether you're Hindu, Muslim, or Christian, let's walk this land hand in hand. We could only prosper if we try. Jahaji Bai, brotherhood of the boat. Jahaji Bai, brotherhood of the boat. Jahaji Bai. Kumaye, Zindawe. If you want to know the truth, take a trip back to your root. And somewhere on that journey, you go see a man in a dhoti saying he prayers in front of a chandi. Chandi. Then and only then you'll understand what is a cosmopolitan nation. There's no room for prejudice at all. United we stand, divided we fall. So to always is here in Trinbebo, Akokaliano Danyaho. Let us live as one under the sky. Jahaji Bai, brother.